Hello, welcome to another episode of SDS. We are back for another Premier League roundup. Games are coming thick and fast. It seems like now you don't get to have 3 full sleeps before you have another game. You know, it's all going crazy right now. The winter period is insane. And we are back for another interesting game week. Okay, there's been some good games. There's the Liverpool United classic rivalry. Arsenal dropping points again. Chelsea dropping points again. Spurs who's not home. What's new? You know, so there's a lot of things to talk about.
So 5 out of the top 6 teams all drop points.
You know, this big 6. We need to. Something's got to be spoken about there because you know how long is the big 6 going to reign the big 6?
For a certain team, on this table, it needs to go, man.
Yeah, you said it, not me. All right, introducing the cast. My vice captain for today. El Faze, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man.
Up the chair.
No. Back to back host and vice captain.
Back to back, man. Last one was good. You know,
hope we do better this time.
Not for you.
I'll be there. We're not gonna talk about that. Opposite Faisal, Ilyas is back. Good to see Ilyas.
Round of applause for myself. Thank you.
And last but not least, Busquets is here. In the
Come on, the boy.
Our favourite cheater.
Thank you very much. I don't know about that.
No, you cleared. You can't
say that right now.
No.
That's actually definition of character.
It's actually
no.
So that was
we'll open a new lawsuit.
Yeah.
That was.
You know my lawyers.
I'm going to civil court now.
You're going to civil court. No, I got you. Civil court.
Boys, let's start Anfield. Liverpool versus Manchester United. The game was today at the time of recording. Yesterday for you guys. Who would have thunk it? United managed to get a draw.
Not me.
Not
me.
To be fair, we were joking and the internet was joking about like how many can Liverpool get. Of course, we've seen a 7-0 drubbing. We've seen all of that stuff. And we kind of expected it, but a little part of me is not surprised for some reason. Because it kind of reminds me of last season where same thing, we were expecting a big result for Liverpool at Anfield, and you guys came over 0-0.
And they were in form at the time as well, to be honest.
Exactly, they were in form, and then you won at the same time, and everyone's thinking it's going to be crazy again, obviously, because they've beat you on big scorelines, the 5-0 at Old Trafford's, 3-0s, 7-0s, but you came away with a 0-0 win, I remember. And this time,
I do remember as well.
But I'm not surprised you got a draw. You guys actually were the better team this game.
Yes.
It felt like for massive parts of the game.
Yeah.
The game did finish in a draw. That boy, Amad Diallo, proving once again how big of a player, impact player he is. I got a little fact here. Since the start of December, that's only literally last month, the start of last month, Amad Diallo has scored a 90th minute winner versus Man City at Etihad and an 80th minute equaliser versus Liverpool at Anfield. And he's just the third Man United player to score away to both Man City and Liverpool in the same Premier League season after who? What 2 players did it before him? In the same season, scored away at Etihad and Anfield.
Scholes
2
one of them.
Big names. No.
Rooney?
Okay.
Rooney's one of them. In
Ronaldo.
2004, 2005.
Ronaldo must be
Cristiano?
No.
Ooh.
What season?
12-13. That should help you out.
Robin
Van Persie is correct. Yeah.
Oh, the free kick.
The free kick against Man City. The But yeah, so look, Amad Diallo, huge goal at the end of the game. Salah as well has now scored the same amount of Premier League goals as Thierry Henry officially after that penalty.
Mohamed.
It's finally, I mean, people were waiting for that because I've been seeing so many Salah graphics. But yeah, let's talk about the game. Take the floor is yours, my brother.
Bruno Fernandes, I was on the pod last time when he got the red card and spoke about how it was petulant, it was pathetic. This was not a good enough representation of a leader of Manchester United. That performance you gave in at Anfield there is probably one of his best against a big 6 team, especially away from home.
I agree.
Fantastic performance, almost involved in everything. I was frustrated with him at the beginning of the game, as we almost always are, because when we are compact and in a shape, he seems to be one of the ones that tries to find that pass. But he was just so key. So that is a big reaction from him. Kobbie Mainoo, the question marks have been there about Kobbie Mainoo since coming back from his injury, which I think have been absolutely fair. I want to get that clear. It's been fair to question all of these players. Again, applause for him. Fantastic performance by Kobbie.
Ugarte.
Oh my God.
That was my man of the match.
Since he's come in, since he's come to Man United, and I think we've been vocal, probably I think maybe me, Lieben and Lias all not so sure about the signing, maybe wanting other targets, thinking maybe this isn't the way that we should go. And that's when Ten Hag signed him. His main man walks in through the door, Ruben Amorim, and it looks like he's there. He's impressing me almost every single game. Not just how hard he works with the ball, how underrated he is with the ball, his feet. He can carry the ball. He can find passes from time to time. He's been rotating the ball. We know that we can do that all the time. But Manchester United, especially in that first 20 minutes, I'd say, although our wing backs were still a bit deeper, and obviously Jamie Carragher pointed out a couple of, like maybe last week I think it was, where our wing backs need to be higher up the pitch, involved in the attack. But what that meant with them being deeper in the first half is that we were playing through Liverpool's press a little bit. The build-up was there. We were finding the spare man, whether that was Dalot, whether that was Mazraoui at times, one of the 10s dropping in. So United did have a bit of joy. I was, like, and I even tweeted this, I thought Liverpool were trolling. I'll be honest, because it didn't make sense to me how they weren't beating us, because they had the ball in dangerous areas. Van Dijk was finding Trent Alexander-Arnold often. But Trent wasn't really doing what Trent does.
The final pass
wasn't working. Gravenberch was doing these brilliant turns. Fantastic performance from him. Even though that they might have draw the game and drop points. I think United needed a lot of big reactions, and Ruben Amorim needed a performance like this again. I was quite sure about Ruben Amorim's setup in big games after Etihad. I was certain that he knows how to get a defensive structure in there, work and nullify opposition. After the last couple of games, even my faith in that decreased, because I understand there were some really, really good performances in this game. I still fear the next game. Even if it's not good.
Southampton at home, right?
So
that is statistically the easiest game in the Premier League this season. That is because for anyone. They've got 6 points, I think. They've got one win.
Season, 6 points.
So that you shouldn't be fifth. We should not.
I shouldn't be.
Especially after the result.
I shouldn't be.
But you've got Arsenal in the cup.
Yeah, Arsenal's in the cup in between.
Yeah.
But the next league game is like, I think I joked on the pod a couple of hours. I wish we could play Southampton every week. If we, I'm still not confident about playing against Southampton. But we talk about this game and how important those Harry Maguire.
It was good.
Great game.
If we look at Harry Maguire's storyline at Manchester United, it's ridiculous how he's been able to revitalise himself again. We thought after his huge amounts of criticism dropped by Ten Hag, he's almost like he's a Varane, Lisandro Martinez. We don't even see Harry Maguire anymore. He's come back in now, and obviously the back three has aided him a little bit. He's come in and done really well. Lenny Yoro with that block. There were so many really good moments for Manchester United players.
Do you think this is... Obviously, this doesn't take away from United being poor.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. No illusions about
as well, next week you could have a terrible result. Do you think this is just a big game? You know, that big game, players stepping up feeling is. You see, like you said, all these players stepping up. Everyone has that extra bit of
motivation.
Like Bruno Fernandes. Because you've done this. Like, you beat City. I know City weren't in the best of form. You just beat City at Etihad.
Yeah.
You've just got a point at Anfield.
Yeah.
But then it's the other games where then you just show your true colours.
So Shark is telling me basically it's like when a small club. It's like when a small club goes out there and does what. Sometimes it happens.
What it is,
sometimes
though.
happens.
It's like when a small club goes to a big club, they know they're on TV. They know everyone's watching. Maybe it's the Super Sunday game or an evening match.
And then add to the fact that it's a derby.
Add to the fact that it's a derby. It's just the mental part. It's like you have that extra push.
Yeah.
And United are showing they do.
Yeah. But
it's. You're talking about the thing is you're playing fullbacks as wingbacks, so
that's still a big issue.
They're going to be deep.
Yes.
They're just effectively a 5 at the back.
Yes.
I still think Ahmad. Obviously, I still think Ahmad. If you want to have those wing backs higher up, Ahmad at right wing back should be the answer.
I agree, and I tweeted this before. I was thinking of different combined lineups. A lineup I was gonna do, a Man United one, and I wasn't convinced by any of them because I tried Ahmad at right wing back. Then who do you play in the 10s? Do you play Garnacho? Do you start Garnacho? He's not performing well right now.
Rashford anymore.
You've got no Rashford that's really firing right now. You do Xerxes there. No. He's under low confidence.
Yeah, Anthony, no. So
Mace is injured.
You're kind of forced to play Ahmad.
And Ahmad has to play there. So that's what the issue is with Man United right now. It's what I know you're mentioning about the fullbacks being wingbacks. For the future, it shows me a decent sign in terms of maybe there can be pragmatism as long because there was this idea about Amorim. Wingers as wing backs, high up the pitch, high octane transition football also can control possession.
The perfect example is Dumfries and DeMarco into Milan.
Oh my God,
that is the dream. For what Ruben Amorim is trying to do, that is the dream.
Yeah,
both defensive.
Or even what Xabi Alonso had at Leverkusen.
Yeah,
Grimaldo.
Yeah,
that is what you kind of.
The wing backs have to be elastic.
Yeah,
as much as you are going back in here, you have to be able to spring straight back into attack as well. We cannot do that with the current squad that we have. Ahmad can be that. Maybe Dalot did skip past Trent at one point here, and we're going to talk about Trent, I'm sure, as well, and how United were really smart to really attack that side there, really utilize that space there because Bruno was really good there. Lisandro was so good with his passing over the top. That's another talking point. Lisandro, who has fairly come under criticism because in this back three system, he's been caught out in wide areas a bit too often. It looks like, is he really the future for Manchester United in that position? You look at how good he is on the ball, how important he is on the ball. Pops up with a goal in a huge, huge game. There are so many narratives to look at for the Manchester United squad. I don't like. It doesn't mean I changed my opinion because I was on here just last week talking about how I'm done with all of these guys, right? So I can't deny that is the reality of this squad right now. This squad is still not good enough.
Correct.
But what they have shown me is that in a big game, and the manager has shown me, I can set up well, soak up pressure, be pragmatic in big games.
But your fullbacks did quite well against Salah and Diaz. And I think Salah, whenever he got the ball, exactly. Whenever Salah got the ball, I think he was instructed, press him early on. Don't give him space for him to carry.
And the one time he gave him space, that pass over the top to McAllister. Oh my God.
Straight away.
Ridiculous.
Straight away.
He's ridiculous.
But I think the goal, let's talk about the goals. The first goal, bad awareness by Trent. And that's just the goal itself. I think the whole first half, Trent was off.
Yeah,
Not the whole first half. I think it was the whole game.
No, the whole game.
He didn't look engaged. He didn't look engaged. But there was.
I mean, it's been. Do you think it's an effect of all what's been going on? He's been getting abuse from Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
You know, literally, I've been seeing crazy things being said about him, and
it hasn't been confirmed. It hasn't even.
Nothing's even.
And he's
been
not saying anything, by the way.
Nothing, He's not said nothing.
Like Mohamed Salah's obviously talking in the media, and he's talking for negotiations and for his own reasons.
Trent stayed quiet.
Trent's been quiet.
Salah's saying, I'm in my last season.
He's been
saying, this is my last season at Liverpool. And Trent's just there like,
but
he's done a celebration.
He did this.
He's done all these kind of
that's
things.
the only
Which
thing he's done.
initially meant, to Madrid, don't believe the rumors.
Yeah. But he might have been to Liverpool first as well. Look at this guy.
But listen, whether it did affect him or not, he didn't have the best of games. Did
That first goal, he was just bad at it. Like he let Martinez, great finish to be fair.
Yeah.
Great finish.
I need my strikers. I need my strikers top finishing like that, by the way.
Finishing like that.
Top finish.
But that's the only place Lissandro could have put it.
Exactly.
It was roof of the net, hit off the bar and in. Alisson's not going to save that. If you went near post or far post, keep it saving it. It's a great finish.
And then we countered that with Gakpo's goal straight.
Oh, that was
moments
beautiful.
after. But I blame De Ligt for that.
Yes, he shouldn't have dived in. He shouldn't have dived in.
Especially knowing that's his teammate, Dutch teammate. And Gakpo
He flew in
Gakpo,
there.
the last couple goals, he cuts in.
Yeah.
Just his right.
Yeah.
Why would you allow him to cut in when you could just let him drive in with his left? And
Do you know what I don't like about those lunges to block the ball? A smart winger runs into De Ligt. They cut in, they run into De Ligt, win the penalty. A good striker cuts in and finishes. It's like you can't win in that situation when you're centre back like that.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose for them, like regardless what he does, because Gakpo's not crossing it there. The way he shaped up his body, it's on his right foot already, and De Ligt saying, "I'm going."
Yeah.
It's like that Sol Campbell slide when he slid off the pitch.
Yeah,
he was gone.
He was gone.
Yeah.
It's a bad decision.
Terrible decision. Yeah.
If you're looking at percentages of probability,
Yeah.
that has a super low percentage to go right.
And
the only way it can go right is if Gakpo does go that way and he does pull off that amazing tackle that Leniero did later on. In the game.
Yeah.
But there's higher chance of those other.
It's the second time in a week.
It's all about timing.
He's done it against Isaac as well.
To say Anthony Gordon's another one that's done that to him, and I think De Ligt has kind of been like okay and coasting.
It's a Ponzi scheme, man.
Well, go on.
It's a Ponzi scheme, man.
Speak
Money laundering is everything you want to call
Ajax,
it. Who is it? Is it Mino Raiola? Was
big
his
club
agent,
after big club?
Yeah,
Who's his agent?
It was Mino.
It was Mino,
Raiola's,
innit? Come on, man. It's money laundering. Like he's gotten 3 big moves for a lot of money.
80.
That's ridiculous,
We
man.
didn't sign him for 80. Oh, between them 3, absolutely right.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Morata's the same as well. Like his quality on the pitch
I don't
shows.
rate him.
It shows. Like you,
I questioned it in the
So for my
everyone questioned.
I think people did, and I don't think they were wrong too, because it's like, did we really go out and watch his time at Juve every single game? We weren't really out there watching it. Bayern maybe a bit more. I was watching a bit more at Bayern than definitely for at Juventus. But he's come to the club. He's a decent box defender. When the ball's in the air in that central position, I think that's why we tried him in that central position. That right centre back role.
Exactly, he's effectively playing right back and he's getting torn to shreds
He's
by
playing
left
against
wingers.
Isak and Gakpo.
Yeah,
He's going to kill him.
You're better having Mazraoui as the third.
Yeah,
on
as
the right.
a third right centre
And
back.
the other was a right wing back.
But of course, like
There we go.
And then the right 10?
yeah,
But we don't
but like
know
I
yet,
said,
we
it
don't
starts
know
from the
yet.
top. If you
Ghana.
play Mazraoui there, yeah.
What do you think of the penalty after that, the decision for De Ligt?
Doing up there. We know what the rules are right now. If you're doing
You
that,
can
you're
see it
going
from
to
his
make
face
that
as soon
decision.
as it happened. Like he was
Another
so guilty.
conversation I want to have about is about the other blonde-haired player in our team, which is Rasmus Højlund. And I understand the need for patience that Man United fans talk about. Young play, all this kind of stuff. And we're talking to Sharks about this off camera. Even if you combined Højlund and Xerxes,
Yeah.
I still don't think you have a great striker.
No.
No. They're still missing quite a lot of things.
They're still missing fundamental things that are necessary for a striker. Like, bro, movement.
Yeah.
There was a game. Was it a Spurs game in the Carabao Cup they were watching? We were doing a live watch on of it. The
his
passes
movements
are
was
going
poor.
into the most dangerous
the
areas.
Bruno Fernandes
the
cutback
Bruno
is poor.
ones that he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like they are going into such dangerous areas. You have to have good movement and read it and smell where the goal is coming from.
Yeah.
Our attacking line, I know I speak about how we obviously the fullbacks are an issue because we need to get wing backs in there. This attacking line needs addressing now. Like in the January, we're in the window now. It needs to be
had
done.
a chance to create the winning goal, didn't he?
Oh my God.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
What do you hate? Let's see if we're on the same page.
I hate on two fronts. First of all, the pass, I think it was a bad pass to Maguire.
100%.
Terrible pass.
Keep it on the floor. Maguire, fair enough. But I hate the fact that you now, Xerxes, after what happened last game. After what happened last game.
Bless ya.
Yeah.
Bless you. Yeah. After what happened last game, you got sent off, embarrassed, X, Y, and Z. Bro, this is your moment now to showcase to everyone, I'm here. It's my moment. It's my turn. Why the hell are you passing the ball when you're in a position?
You want him to shoot?
I want him to shoot.
I think the right pass is the right decision. I think the execution is the wrong decision.
Context matters, bro. This is your moment. After what happened, for me is context. After what happened last game, you got embarrassed. No one wanted you. People said this is not your moment. Showcase to everyone now. I'm here.
There's 2 points.
But look back at that chance. So when the ball's played to him, he doesn't check his shoulder to see where he is. He checks his shoulder to check where Maguire is.
Facts.
As a striker, your first instinct in that situation is
to look at the
what
goal.
kind of shooting opportunity do I have?
I hear you guys.
Yeah, and then on top of that, if he's gone for goal and missed, and everyone looks at the cutback, everyone says, "Why is he cutting it back to Maguire?"
There's a flip side to the issue with confidence right now. The issue with confidence means that he's less likely right now in the current state that he is mentally to look for goal. Correct. That's number one. Second of all, we know the type of striker that Xerxes is. Yeah. If it was Højlund and he doesn't score it, then I have the same issues that I've said with Højlund for half the season. But you know what I'm saying?
A lot of strikers would have taken that shot in that moment. Someone who I know who takes a lot of chances from there and scores is Ollie Watkins.
Yeah. Yes.
From that same kind of position, that angle. He even did it in the Euro semi-final. The same kind of position, angle comes across the box, across the goal,
side netting.
No, but Sharks, your countryman has come out and said that I'm a 9.5.
He's a creator. Do you remember? First, he's a creator.
So that's why he tried to do the pass. Do you remember when Jesus came out and said, it's an issue in my game, the scoring. Like, I don't actually want my striker to be vocal about that.
Yeah.
Even if it is your problem, I don't want Xerxes to tell me I'm a 9.5. Just be a 9 that plays football. Solanke plays football. He's a 9. He wants to score goals. These are people who can play and facilitate, but also score. Bro, we have some of the worst strikers in the league, and it's scary.
It's bad.
And it needs to be addressed today.
It's bad. I mean, but let's talk about Liverpool. They drop points, and they're going to be disappointed. They drew at home to Man United, which for Liverpool, for a team that's been flying this season, is a bad result.
100%.
Let's call a spade a spade. They weren't great. No. First half, they were terrible. They didn't even produce a single tackle in the whole first half of the Premier League.
I saw that stat, but apparently it's a fake stat.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw that.
I see. Put this in. So if it's fake stat,
no. They tweeted it, and then but the local fans.
Community notes.
Even if it's
people
fake,
watching, you tell us.
Even if it's fake, that means it's still low enough for that stat to even have been thought true, right? Mm-hmm. But regardless, they weren't great, and it's not a good result for them at all.
No.
Right? So we've got to talk about it.
They weren't.
Go on, Face.
They weren't zoned in, and I find it weird. They weren't zoned in.
This game was a will it even be on kind of game this morning.
But I feel like the players knew it was always going to be on. For it to be off, it had to be like the Everton Liverpool game. Yeah. Storm warning for the whole country. 2 days before it's crazy windy, all that kind of stuff. Today they didn't seem locked in at all. Trent wasn't locked in. Robertson wasn't locked in. Gravenberch was really good today.
But the midfield wasn't.
Curtis Jones wasn't locked in. I didn't even see Curtis Jones. No, McAllister was good. I liked McAllister today.
I think Ugarte did a very good job.
They did.
I think isolating both Curtis and Alexis.
In a game like that, you would always think a 3-man midfield would beat the 2-man midfield of United, especially the way United have been playing. A 3-man technical midfield, it looked like,
also because our 10s are too far away from our 6s.
And the way Curtis Jones was non-existent that first half, it was as if it was a 2v2 in midfield. Gravenberch was by himself, and then McAllister was by himself. Then we go to the front line. The front line, Salah, he had so many chances to cut in and shoot or pass, and he was making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
You've got Gakpo before the goal was about to get hooked. He was making a lot of wrong decisions.
Diaz
was terrible today.
Non-existent.
He
didn't
was
even see
terrible.
I didn't even see
when he came off is when I realised he was on the pitch.
Crazy.
All I remember was him doing the little croqueta in the box. Yeah. And then, of course, he likes to take the extra touch. But I understand it was too difficult for him to snatch the shot away. But that's all he done the whole game. It was a weird game from Liverpool.
Konate, I blame, in my opinion, Diallo, great finish. I give it on Konate for why would you allow? I felt like it was arrogant defending. Garnacho was thing. I hear it. You're letting Garnacho go on his left. It's not a strong foot. But brother, at least
he was too far away.
I don't think he's 100%.
I don't think he's 100%.
He wasn't 100%.
But also, I brace on. I don't. Sometimes when you have that injuries, maybe you're not going to put that extra.
Yeah, I know.
We'll talk about it after, but Sven Botman was like that in the Newcastle Spurs game.
Yeah,
it's when your first game back, you're very you're not up to match sharpness. No, you're not match sharpness. You're always a yard off. You're maybe a step away from what you're meant to be doing.
But lapse of concentration.
Exactly. But I don't blame Konate for that goal, mainly because he put Garnacho on his left foot. There was still enough separation to block the cross. It was just a good cutback.
Too much time.
And probably,
but if you look at it like this, He's gone to close down the cross. The cross is behind him. So he's cut it back behind Konate's standing foot, his left foot. So it's more on Robertson should sniff that out. Van Dijk should be ready for that cutback. Do you know what I mean? So I put less blame on them, on Konate, more blame on the players that were in the
Trent
box.
and Konate. Trent, by the way.
That right-hand side today wasn't that great.
It wasn't, but Robinson takes most of the blame. Once again, most of the goals, by the way, are coming from his area and his section.
Yeah. But listen, I think Konate, I'm probably siding more with FaZe on that one, just because I've seen Garnacho's form. And I saw, for example, how Konate matched up against Martinelli.
Yeah, right? And they're very similar players.
And I think they're similar players and profiles. It's like Konate was like, I dare you to. And the moment that you do something, I'm on you. Yeah. And he wasn't like that in that situation, which was a surprise to me. Again, I look at Trent just because I feel as though he was the key to break down Man United's press almost all the time. Because our 2 and 3, our 6s jump up quite high. And the 10s are sometimes on the fullbacks. Trent was just inverting and finding so much space and wasn't really utilising it. Like we've seen him so many times be such a weapon for Liverpool. And he was so frustrating for me to see him not take it and not impact the game. Curtis Jones, another one that you mentioned, I think the game went past him a little bit. It wasn't like it was, I wanted a bit more from him because he's a different profile in that midfield.
Yeah.
Gravenberch, McAllister, you want to see them do their turns and their passing. This guy's the ball carrying final third.
He's the energy.
He's the energy. He's the
big miss. Szoboszlai was a big miss.
Sobo would have been a decent.
Speaking of energy,
yeah, he would have been. He would have provided.
Curtis is normally the energy man that team. Like he was so non-existent. I don't think he had a shower after the game. That's how bad it was. Like when he came off the pitch, I didn't see a drip of sweat on his head, nothing like that.
Another thing that was surprising is that Liverpool usually, when that happens, Arne Slot does something at halftime.
Second half, yeah.
And the second half, they come out just on a
The only tactical tweak I realised that he done at halftime was Trent wasn't inverting as much. It was more of stay high and wide.
Yeah.
But also then, when you're a high and wide fullback, like a creative fullback, you can't cross the ball into the box because you got Maguire and De Ligt there.
Yeah.
And Trent's not a man that crosses to the near post where Alessandro's waiting at. Yeah. It's a man who crosses to the middle or the far post.
And he crosses it from deep as well.
Exactly.
Rather than high and wide.
And then who are you crossing it to? Gakpo and Luis Diaz? Do you know what I mean?
And also there was moments where United are pressing and we're a second behind the press. And usually whenever I see that run through my head, my mind flashed back to 7, 4, 5 nils. Where it's like these guys, we'd start to get a bit panicky. We'd jump in the press and bam, bam, bam. Our back five wasn't fully really tested like that. And that was such a surprise to me. But we didn't get him behind us, didn't get around us, didn't do any cutbacks. It was...
For me, that comes from Ugarte and Bruno. Ugarte and Bruno were very disciplined today.
Bruno
wasn't like... He wasn't the normal Bruno.
Especially that second half.
He wasn't the normal Bruno.
Second half. First half, we saw a little bit
that one moment when he had the 5 players around him and he was screaming at the TV.
I was screaming,
play it back, play it back.
Just get rid of it.
And then who fouled him? Trent. He cut across Trent easily, got dragged down.
Very uncharacteristic.
You guys played was so much better than the one he played against Newcastle.
Yeah,
they played Casemiro, but
in 2025,
someone
suspended.
Bruno, they
Casemiro was
suspended.
Bruno was
against Newcastle. They have a physical midfield. This midfield probably.
Kobe loves playing against Liverpool, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He loves the game against Liverpool.
And Amad Diallo.
Because they really get up for it. It's like these guys, they really get up for a game against Liverpool.
Love it. What does it mean for Liverpool then? I mean, is it just was a minor blip? You know, they didn't lose the game, but they dropped points at home to a team where everyone's expecting Liverpool to comfortably beat. Is there anything to be worried about? They're still comfortably in the leader, 6 points ahead of Arsenal with the game in hand.
It's a different type of drop points, though.
No, I don't think there's anything to worry about because this is a big rivalry.
Of course.
Tottenham, Arsenal, Everton, Liverpool, the United derby. One team could be top of the table, one team could be bottom of the table. When that day comes, it's not, form goes out the window.
Yeah.
It's always about...
Liverpool, Everton, not really.
But form does go out the window.
That's not...
Okay, let's take...
There's sometimes you've seen it.
Let's take Everton out of
it.
United City.
That's 3-6 points.
United City is the best example. Whether how bad you are and how great Man United and Man City are, somehow United managed to get something out of the bag. It's pride on the line. TV, families are there. You've got Roy Keane screaming, all that kind of stuff. It's a big pressure game. So I feel like it's not a big blip because they've dropped points. It's a big drop points for them, for me, but I don't think it's a blip in their season.
And to add to that, they're fortunate that Chelsea drop points,
Arsenal drop points before they even kick the ball.
Exactly. So it's not like a massive, but I think performance-wise is a
That's
concern.
what I'm saying.
Performance-wise, it's a concern.
I think performance-wise, it's different to other ones. Like I've seen other ones where either they had the red card at Fulham and they're going for the game and they're going for the game. This one just felt like this wasn't Liverpool.
That's the thing. The question is, look, Liverpool haven't. Look, they've been fortunate with the run of games they've had this season. That is a fact. You know, end of the day, because I'm going to talk about Arsenal as well. We've been on the other side of tougher fixtures. End of the day, everyone plays the same teams, right?
Yeah.
But run of games helps momentum and everything. They've been very fortunate. But they've not had too many tough games. So you got to judge them by the tough ones because the second half of the season, they're going to get more tough games. This game wasn't supposed to be a tough game.
No. Not with the
But
context.
United made it a tough game and we saw what Liverpool were made of. What I'm asking is this just a blip from Liverpool performance-wise?
No.
Or are we going to see more of this in the other big games? When Arsenal come to the Emirates or when they play City away or when they play Chelsea away, they've got tough games still.
I think it's a one-off because...
I think they've passed tests.
Do you know I think it's a one-off? This is the first...
How many tests did it really pass?
Madrid, Leverkusen, City.
We can talk about Champions League games.
Yeah, no, but you're saying...
I'm saying in general.
You're saying it's a
Okay,
season.
cool.
I think
Madrid wasn't a test. I think Madrid was easy for them.
No.
And so was City. That was the same week as well.
No, stop.
Big name, name, but it wasn't a test. It didn't feel like a test.
You're saying...
I'm talking about a team that's come and played really well against them. Brighton, for example. Brighton did really well against them.
Not in the Forest beat them.
They haven't beaten us since 2008.
Yeah.
They haven't beaten us.
I know the history. I was about the history.
No, it's a mental test.
Faisal, forget the history. I think today was a
but
one-off.
United was a different kind of mental test because United were meant to be an easy game.
But you're saying Madrid was
No, you're not understanding
that game in isolation.
I'm not talking about
Madrid has tanked them.
one-off game.
Madrid tanked them.
I'm talking about the history. You've given them PTSD. I know you've given them PTSD. So that game in isolation wasn't a tough game.
You're being unfair. You just said who have they played good?
No, they played many good games. I'm just saying
how many
naming
new options. You're saying Madrid.
No, but he said it was easy game.
I'm talking about big names they played. They played, for example, they've played. Okay.
No, but they've made opposition not look tough though.
They've come away to us and they stole a point.
No, but that's not the point. That's not the point.
Did they not?
No, let me tell you. No, but forget about it. That's not the point. The point is that Liverpool have made these.
I think we had Kyrgios, Skelly, and Hardy.
They got a late equaliser because our back four was Miles Lewis Skelly.
But forget Arsenal, Liverpool.
I'm not Arsenal. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
I was asking a question, not making a
No, I
statement.
hear you.
Okay.
They're going to have a lot more tough games second half of the season because of the run they've had the first half. They're going to have a lot more tough away games. They've had a lot of big home teams come to their home. Even Madrid, even Madrid came to their home ground, right? That's the time ending for this match. Even Madrid came to the home ground. City came to the home ground, right? They went away to Arsenal.
Villa came to the home
Charles
ground.
came to the home ground.
Bournemouth came to the home ground.
They're going to have a tough away ones. This wasn't an away one. I'm just saying, performance-wise, do we think this is a blip or is it a sign to see? Oh, okay, cool. Maybe they're going to struggle sometimes. And tough situations.
No, it's just
But just to touch on the tough point that you mentioned, I just think that Liverpool this season have without doubt made opposition not look tough.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's credit to them.
And that's a huge credit to them by their adjustments from the manager, by the way that they have attacked backlines, by the way that Salah has just been unstoppable on a Ballon d'Or looking run, right? So we have to give them credit for how they made opposition look.
For sure.
And with the data that we have so far, there is nothing to suggest that they can't do the same again. What you're mentioning about the point of performance, I think that's more of a fairer point.
That's all I'm asking.
This game was the first one where I see Liverpool and I was like, we've seen them attack in one way and Arne Slot saying, no, don't attack this way, this is the way we're going to... There wasn't even a feeling that they were attacking well with Man United. Maybe towards the end of the game where it opened up a little bit more and they had some chance where they had shots on Arne's goal. Other than that, it didn't feel as though they were attacking properly. But because it's the first time I'm seeing that really from them this season, I don't think I can say that there's going to be something that's going to become an issue overall.
I think it was a one-off game because they don't come up against five of the backs often. And five of the backs, when you play against five of the back, you have to have much more and better creative players on the pitch. Today, they didn't really have any creative players on the pitch. Salah is not the creative genius to unlock defenses.
Is it an incorrect lineup?
I don't think it was an incorrect lineup. I just think it was a mismatch. I just think it was a mismatch because it was a five of the back.
Salah can create.
No, I'm saying he's not the creative genius that
who's that
the bigger teams have. They don't have a creative genius in their team. That's why when they play against four of the backs, it's easier because there's more space in between the lines. When you play a five,
maybe he's not a genius, but Salah's been creating. I don't know.
I'm not saying Salah's not creative. I'm saying he's not the creative genius.
I agree with the mismatch because I'm deeper in now. In terms of this season, they've played two teams, five at the back. United and Leverkusen. But look at Leverkusen's players, Frimpong and Grimaldo, they attack.
Yeah.
Your two players defended. So I think you're right with the mismatch.
As in it's harder.
Of course, it's a different adjustment. It's a different adjustment.
It's harder. But I don't think it's... Bro, I'm checking the last result. 5-0 West Ham, 3-1 Leicester, 6-3 Spurs. We weren't saying
they're killing people.
These are the expected results.
But
United should have been... I know, but these are West Ham away from home, who's conceded the most goals out of their club this season.
I know.
Well, apart from Southampton. And Spurs are Spurs.
Yeah.
And who was the other one? He said Leicester. Come on. This was also meant to be one of those games.
This was meant to be a 5-0. The whole week, everyone had it written.
But I think it could have been a blip. And like you said, before a ball was even kicked today, Arsenal and Chelsea had dropped points.
So they had the advantage.
Liverpool
and there's still 6 points in the league with the game in hand.
The only thing is, I would say it's fatigue. I'm seeing certain players getting a bit tired now.
Yeah.
And that's why
basically played every minute, no?
Gravenberch has played, my brother. Him and Alexis looks exhausted.
Before we move on to the next game, what's your round of applause?
For me, it goes to I was expecting to be a Liverpool player coming to this game, but for me, it's going to go to a United player, and his name is Ugarte.
Great game.
Top game.
It's crazy how he turned it around.
His off the ball movement this game was insane.
He was a dog.
He's only asked to do two things: break the game down and play to the wing backs. That's it.
Insane.
There we go. All right, let's move on now to Brighton versus Arsenal.
Let's talk about it.
1-1 at the Amex Stadium is the exact same result in this tie at the Emirates. 1-1 as well, but both games had their controversies. Similar stuff in the home game. That was the whole Declan Rice sending off.
Yes.
In this one.
Oh, yeah.
And João Pedro kicked the ball away.
It feels so long ago. That was the season.
Like one of the first
Now
games.
it's turning into a bit of a rivalry, a bit of a controversial talk. But this one, of course, was the questionable. Brighton. Yeah, Brighton. I like Brighton. I like my team. This one, of course, the penalty decision, which we'll get into. Game finished 1-1. Listen, Brighton now are unbeaten in all 4 of their Premier League games against the Big Six at the Amex this season. You know, they beat United, Spurs, and City, and now drew against Arsenal. So their home form is pretty good. It's not easy at all. Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 54 Premier League games when leading at half time. This all sounds good, but Arsenal fans, of course, were not happy with this result. I mean, listen. Let's speak about this because, of course, it left us all feeling very down, very upset because we are chasing Liverpool, and every time we drop points, it feels like the end of the world. When you are competing for the league, dropping points hurts, man. You've been there before, you know. It hurts. It hurts. Even if sometimes you feel like
it's unjust.
Yeah, it's unjust. You just need the points on the board, right? What do you want to ask?
You said we weren't happy. How were you?
In the moment after.
How were you feeling after the first half performance? Leading
1-0. Listen, okay, so I'm going to take it even back. Did you see that lineup?
Yes.
Okay.
That midfield three?
No,
of course. Do you know why that lineup had to be that lineup?
Can you tell us?
Injuries.
Timber suspension.
Timber suspended.
So Partey has to go right back.
Suspended.
Saka injured.
Havertz and Odegaard ill. Havertz couldn't even travel. Odegaard couldn't start because he's ill, right? Of course, Martinelli didn't start either. So, because same thing. Jorginho would have never started this game. Brighton away. He would never.
It's not the right. So it's not the right game.
We had 4 DMs on the pitch.
Yeah.
One at right back to 3.
Yeah. Wait, who's 4?
Partey. Exactly. Bro, this lineup should never happen. So when you see this, and obviously we have Sterling's injured. Sterling's injured. Saka's injured.
There's Harambo.
Martinelli's on the bench.
Drivers looking at that.
This game needs someone like Havertz, for example. He couldn't even make his ill. It's just very unfortunate circumstances. So many injuries, suspensions to Timber, and illnesses. Right? Very unfortunate circumstances. Now when you see this lineup, we're going away to Brighton, which I just said as well, had that good record against the Big Six because they beat United at Amex, they beat City at Amex, they beat Spurs at Amex, and they had 2 extra days rest. All of those things put together, didn't have their strongest lineup, but 2 extra days rest as well. All that stuff put together, I went into that game thinking, let's just snatch a 1-0. Let's just snatch a 1-0 result. Sometimes a 1-0 was good. Right? A 1-0, just get a 1-0, and I'm not expecting to play well. This lineup, I'm not expecting to play well.
I was expecting no creativity.
Just to be clear, you don't trust this lineup if it's 1-0 anyway.
Of course, because this lineup isn't the lineup that should be happening anyways. But like I said, all these circumstances led us to having this lineup. So in my head, it's like, cool, let's just get, it's going to be ugly. Let's just get 1-0. You know, if you're a champion, you're going to have ugly games. Let's just get 1-0. And we did. We got that 1-0. Ifeanyi, we'll speak about it in a second.
But the great build-up by their kids.
Marino did really well. Waneri scored, of course, second goal in Premier League this season. We got that 1-0. Then there was that penalty decision, which I want to get everyone's opinions, which a lot of people said it shouldn't have been a penalty. That could have changed everything. If that wasn't a penalty and the game finished 1-0, exactly what I said, we'll get that ugly 1-0, we'll leave. That decision was the difference between a win and a draw.
Fine margins.
Now, of course, yes, I want to be able to score more goals and get 2 goals and 3 goals and not just rely on a referee decision to help us win the game. But
you're not in that state right now.
Look at that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. But I think
that's why I'm just frustrated because our hands are tied and we just feel like I'm not talking about corruption. I'm not one of the Arsenal fans that feel like everyone's against us. I don't care because last season Liverpool had a tough decision. Luis Diaz, other teams, Wolves, Gary Neville at Wolves felt they probably had the toughest decisions against.
I've ever seen. Yeah.
But I don't care about everyone else. I'm talking about in isolation. Arsenal, a couple times this season, there's been some times where we've been robbed of points because of a bad decision.
Okay. First, I want to talk about the controllables.
Yes.
What is controllable? And I don't want to make it too big a picture because I know we want to analyze this game.
Sure.
You speak about the suspension, you speak about the injuries.
Yes. Those can't be controlled too much.
I hear you. But what can be controlled
and
is
illness and a freak illness as well.
Of course, that cannot be controlled.
Kai Havertz in this game would have been so crucial.
For sure. What can be controlled is how you prepare a squad for a title challenge.
Yes.
I know we've spoken about the summer before, and I know we're going to talk about the January transfer as it goes on. I use the term gross negligence. I've used it for Chelsea at some points, for Man United at some points, from Spurs, from City for allowing their squad to get to this point. We have to start talking about how Arsenal have allowed this squad to get to this stage.
I don't think it's an allowing thing. I agree. The window in the summer, this summer specifically, wasn't great.
I think we can broaden it out. I think we can broaden it out. It's since Arteta's been here.
Okay, since Arteta's been here, he's had to completely overturn this whole team.
Yes,
this whole squad 100%. Is different now.
Yeah,
right. He spent the most money in the defense.
Yes,
the most.
Yes,
and I think that was the right decision to make.
No problem,
because he inherited Saka, Martinelli, for example, who still are his first choice wingers now.
Yeah,
right. But he inherited Mustafi and
Socrates
and
Kolasinac. Yeah, 100%.
So that needed the most work.
Agreed, 100%.
And that's why he spent most of his money.
Yes.
So I think building a squad, a defensive squad, he's done really well. You're looking at Ben White's been injured the whole season.
Yes,
freak injury.
You can't account for these things.
Freak injury.
Okay, but even
if
we've
got Timber, we've got Saliba, Gabriel, I can name all these guys. Calafiori, Kivio, I can name all these guys. He's done. Building a squad of defenders, done really well.
Yeah.
Then second area he spent the most on is that midfield section. Of course, Declan Rice cost a lot of money.
Marino,
Odegaard, Marino, etc., Partey, Jorginho, etc. The least he spent is on the forward line.
Yeah.
That's what we need now.
Yeah.
But I don't think over the longevity of where he's been at Arsenal, he's done too much wrong in terms of squad building because he focused on the right areas and that led to us to being
and of course,
the least forwards last season, etc.
Yeah.
Now at this point, we're at the point where we do need those forwards. But what I'm saying to you is, you can't expect. No one expects going to a season. Of course, 1 injury, 2 injuries is bad. Martin Odegaard, our captain, has been injured for 2 months. Bukayo Saka has just had a surgery. Bukayo Saka to us is equivalent.
There were warning signs.
But regardless, there was. But
Saka.
He's always going to start. So you're not going to buy someone to replace him.
And you mentioned that as well when we were talking about Saka as well, about not being able to get a deputy. The best clubs just do, though.
I agree.
The biggest clubs just have solutions,
I do think the problem is, of course, we should have maybe bolstered the attack line.
Yes.
And we still do need to.
But what I'm saying coming off already having a great defense. Your defense was one of the best in Europe.
Exactly. But what I'm saying,
we didn't need to bolster the defense again. And we didn't need a Calafiori.
You don't know. Do you know now because we've lost Gabriel for certain amount of games?
I hear you, but I'm talking about in terms of the balance. I'm talking about the balance of where the signings have gone. So if we look at, I agree with everything the way you've analysed the window so far. But at a certain point, there needed to be an emphasis more on the attack before it got to this stage. Especially because we knew how good the defence was. We saw Arsenal defence, and I was comfortably going into a Champions League saying, these guys, the reason why I say they can go far is because they don't let you breathe. They stop you from creating chances. That is what you guys were doing, right? Then it's about bolstering up your team in attack and accounting for your star players going down. When Odegaard went down, there was criticism put at Arteta's door for not giving someone like Nwaneri a chance. Obviously, he's done well in the right wing position. Now Saka's gone. But maybe taking a risk with that. Even that is too far. Like, there needs to be a buffer for when Odegaard or Saka goes down. We talk about the United teams of the past. 4 strikers are in that team. 4 people can all get you 20 goals. Why? Because defense might win you championships, but you need to get yourself in the position.
Strikers up front, so
of course, it's a bit different. It's a bit different.
Now when you have one striker, we're not going to have 4 strikers.
I don't expect 4 strikers, but it needs to be an attack line with a bit more meat on the bone.
I agree completely, and I think that Arteta has tried to do that.
Let's keep to this game,
We'll keep it to this game.
I made it too big a picture.
We'll keep to this game, but the issue you're saying is maybe the squad isn't in.
Yeah,
I was complaining about the squad, but also at the same time, you can't imagine Bukayo Saka to us is Mohamed Salah to Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's Haaland to City.
Yeah.
That person getting having a surgery.
It's huge.
Martin Odegaard 2 months was out for 2 months. Marino, as soon as he came to the club, had injuries. We had loads of injuries to our defense, etc. We've had a lot of problems in terms of injuries, which we've been unfortunate. Yeah. Right? Yet at this point, 20 games in last season and this season, we had the same amount of points.
You guys have handled it.
The same amount of points, and I checked the fixtures last season, fixtures this season. Our fixtures are harder this season as well. So with harder in terms of the amount of top teams we played away from home. With the harder fixtures and the more injuries to our best players, we haven't seen Ben White at all. That was the best, arguably best right back in the Premier League. I haven't mentioned him. So with harder fixtures and big injuries to our best players, we still have the same amount of points we did at this point last season. Wait,
what's the difference? What's the difference? Liverpool, I'm assuming. Yeah.
The difference is Liverpool are overachieving.
Yeah.
So right now we're not losing the league because we're doing so bad. We're not playing amazing. That can be agreed. I can 100% say that creatively we've not been amazing this season. But more of the reason why we're not winning the league right now, or maybe even as the league finishes, is because Liverpool are doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. So like I said, tougher fixtures, injuries to big players.
Yes.
The last thing as well is we've been on the wrong side of luck too many times this season. One of that being refereeing decisions. Another one being, unfortunately, John Stones scored a 98th minute winner, equaliser after we've been holding on with 10 men for a whole second half away at the Etihad when they were good, not before
they when they were proper.
That's unlucky. Sometimes as a top team, you get that luck.
Yes, it's fine
this
margins.
season, this feels like we haven't had that luck. But with the refereeing decisions, let's talk about that penalty.
Okay, let's talk about it.
That's another one where I feel like we've been on the wrong side of luck a few too many times this season. That penalty.
3 times.
First, 3 times, which could change a lot.
It's a lot. It's a mad swing. That's the margins we're talking about. Yeah,
exactly.
But
I'm
I
not
think
trying to give excuses.
Yeah, we're not saying it's an agenda.
At the same time, whilst I feel that is all true,
at
the same time, there's been a lot of problems this season with the whole creativity aspect.
Yeah.
But let's talk about bring it back into this game. Talk about the penalty.
Yeah.
Before we go into it, first of all, put your hand up if you do think that was a penalty.
Yeah, I think it was a pen. Yeah, I do think it was a pen.
Okay. Now educate me why. Only reason that my hand's not up is because I haven't seen this before.
Okay, no.
So educate me because everyone on this table apparently thinks it's a penalty. Apart
Not
from
you,
me.
and not me. Let's have an Arsenal fan.
No problem. I like that. I like that face.
So why I thought it was a penalty was like what every player does to win fouls. They get in front of the man before he can get to the ball. João Pedro got in front of the man before he got to the ball.
He put it away.
As much as you watch the replays, Saliba's eyes are on the ball. He doesn't even know João Pedro's there.
No,
that's more on his awareness on the situation and what could potentially happen. Yes, they've headbutted each other. It's very unfortunate, but like I said before, João Pedro got himself in between the ball and the man, and that's how every free kick is won, how every penalty is won. So I feel like it was a penalty. The only reason I was really annoyed at that penalty decision was the inconsistency because the decision early in the day for Anthony Gordon. Kulusevski runs into him. He doesn't even try to win the ball. He just runs straight into him, shoulder first, like it was NFL.
He busts his nose.
Busts his nose. You can see there's blood dripping down. They don't even look at it. And they say play on.
Ilyas, have we ever expected consistency from this
No,
referee?
no. We haven't expected consistency, but
it's not something I
the whole season, the whole of last season, the whole VAR situation, the whole, is it Howard Webb, who's the head of the referee, PGML. He comes out after every game. He went on a nice little press run a couple of months ago talking about, referees are doing this. Do you know what I mean? Like, when are you ever going to see a former referee go on a podcast and talk about like a big thing like that? Go on Sky Sports every week and talk about.
It's been a season for referee stuff. David Coote.
Do you know what I mean? Like all this kind of stuff.
A lot of referees had a lot of attention this season.
For me, the inconsistencies are frustrating. And like you said before, we're on the 3 times we've been on the end of refereeing decisions, whether it's inconsistency or a bad decision.
But let's have it right. You're also saying this is an issue for everyone.
It's an issue for everyone. It's an issue for everyone.
Obviously, you guys have been more hard done by the way that others have been more hard done by other seasons.
Like I said, the Newcastle game was at 12:30. The Arsenal game was at 5:30. I'm sure, who's the referee again? Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor, I'm sure he watched the Newcastle game, like everyone else did.
Yeah,
I'm sure he saw that tackle and in his head made the decision whether he would give it as a penalty or not. This game, he saw a clash of heads and said it's a penalty. For me, like I said before, I think it's a penalty because João Pedro got himself in front of the man and the ball.
Your frustration
comes with the inconsistency.
Fair enough.
It's always come with inconsistency.
Anthony Taylor, though, has awarded 10 penalties this season. Is he just trigger happy?
They said that
whistle happy.
They said that
he's
stat
given
before the game.
He might be. Yeah, he might be.
We're only halfway in the season.
Yeah.
Him alone is given 10 penalties.
Yeah, and he's actually the one that they pushed the most.
For me,
they send him to World Cups and Champions League.
And I feel like in that situation today, I feel like if Saliba goes down with João Pedro, for some reason in my head, I think they don't give that as a penalty.
Because he was even
Anthony
hesitant
Taylor
to
took a while.
Yeah, he
waited. The players started surrounding him before he blew the whistle. Then he pointed to the spot. If Saliba goes down with an apparent head injury, like a fake head injury, and says, "Yeah, I banged my head," I think he's more worried about Saliba banging his head than giving a penalty, and then the game stops.
Okay, we had his opinion. Why is it not?
Purely because I haven't seen it before, and I think it's a clash of heads. You see it, and this opinion is formulated by a mixture of by myself, and also I've watched and listened to a lot of different things and read a lot, and I was like, because I don't want to look like I'm crazy or think I'm crazy. So even the pundits, even ex-footballers are confused about this decision. We've seen head collisions so many times in the box. from free kicks,
Yeah.
from corners.
It happens, yeah.
Goalkeeper comes and punches the playbacks, or something happens, and
Yeah.
a player's on the floor, gets medical attention, play resumes. Even if it's the player that's attacking that box.
Yeah.
So he should get a penalty, right? We've seen it so many times. I just don't know why this one was the one that was given a penalty. I'm just more saying it's not a penalty because I've literally seen corners clash, both guys on the floor. I think if Saliba went down and they both went down, the heads hurting, no penalty.
Yeah.
Because Saliba carried on and stayed up, that's why I looked at giving a penalty. If Saliba had gone down, it would look like more of a head clash.
If it was an aerial, at the halfway line,
Is it
that
It's not a foul.
that Joao Pedro gets, I've seen that given by referees. So let's say Joao Pedro gets the flick on and it goes straight down like that with a head injury. I've seen referees get, even if it's something like an elbow or a shoulder or someone pushing the back.
First of all, he
sometimes they
shouldn't
give
even be
that.
playing.
Yeah.
After that
should
elbow,
be bad.
attempted murder.
He shouldn't even be playing.
Like Alex Ferguson said, he could have killed him.
Bro, he should even
Kill the boy.
play.
He's gonna kill the
That's
boy.
ridiculous.
That
That's
is
the
bad.
first
No,
thing.
that elbow swing back was crazy. That was UFC elbow.
I'm not saying
That was UFC
That
elbow.
was a spinning elbow. That was Muay Thai. That was Muay Thai. It's good technique.
That should be 10-game ban, to be honest.
But
Good technique.
back to the penalty, like I said, the only reason I think it's a penalty was he got himself between Saliba. I think it was, I don't even want to call it a lapse in concentration because it was so quick.
It was rapid. It was just,
it was
the ball's
so
down, I'm
quick.
going to go for it.
But I'm with Sharky. I even said it myself. If Saliba goes down and they both go down with a head injury, I think the ref is less likely to give a penalty because he's gone. Now the refs looked at it and said, okay, they've both gone
clashed,
for the ball.
yeah.
They've
They're both
clashed.
hurt.
Yeah. So he's more focused on the two head injuries because now they're so big on a concussion protocol and things like that.
Yeah.
He's less likely.
I don't
to
think
give
I
a
would-
penalty.
But now you see why people dive now.
Why they dive.
Yeah, why now?
Yeah.
Now you see why they dive.
Because we're in the
They go
era
down.
of brother.
Yeah.
You're getting
You
pens,
have
bro.
to.
But,
But you have
with
to.
the game, like
I was about to talk about Brighton quickly.
Brighton, they set up well.
Yeah.
Their backline was credible. You had Baleba, who was.
He's a joke.
He might be on drugs. He might be doing HGH. He might be doing something.
90th minute, he's still sprinting, like, got 90 pace.
I was watching. I think I was watching. Was it you and Stars? We were
I was
watching the
here,
game
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
He done a sprint in like the 86th minute, against Martinelli, who just came off the bench, and he caught him so fast, and then he ran up the pitch with the ball at his
the other
feet,
way.
and he just looked like it was nothing for him. He was just like, yeah, this is a normal day for me. So I feel like he might be on
He's a freak
HGH.
athlete, yeah.
We need to get him checked.
Yeah, for sure.
But secondly, back to Arsenal. That midfield three, of course, you said it before, didn't work at all. Jorginho shouldn't have played that game.
He wouldn't have. I don't think Arteta would have ever picked him in this kind of game.
Exactly, he would never
It's
pick
forced,
that.
it's forced.
But when Odegaard came on, as much as he's sick,
He's ill.
as much as anything,
Speak on it.
he did nothing. He's done nothing since Saka's gone down. He's not put the team on his back yet. He's not even looked like a captain on the pitch yet. Has he looked like a captain? He hasn't looked like a captain on the pitch yet. He hasn't put the team on his back. He hasn't had an individual moment like Saka did against Leicester, like Saka did in other games where he said, "Today I'm taking over the game single-handedly." He's not done any of that.
Scruff for the next stuff.
Exactly, scruff for the next stuff. He's a pretty player. I don't expect him to do scruff for the next, like an amazing challenge on a centre back, rile up the fans, put their hands up like
seen
what
it
Arteta
sometimes.
does.
Not
You see
mine,
it, but he presses from the front. I've not really seen much pressing from him. I've not seen his cute little intricate passes to slip players in behind. I've not seen any of that since Saka's gone down.
I fully agree with you. And if you said that the last game or the game before, bro, you can't criticize him when he's ill.
No.
It's more of a
it's
general
more-
analysis.
Yeah, it's general.
Saka's
It's
gone
general
down. So
because
there's 3 games
because
Saka's gone
I've
down.
been on. I think all
3 games.
the points we've
Saka
dropped.
got injured in the Palace game. And like
So it's been what?
Christmas
3?
time.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
3
games.
yeah. But
And we won 2 of them.
I've
We drew
been,
one.
but even in those 2 games, he hasn't
Yeah,
been.
it's just game, it
do you get
wasn't
what I mean?
great, but,
It was,
yeah.
I wasn't there, but I watched it and it wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
But like I was saying,
No one was good.
No, yeah, no one was good. But he's not taking the team by the scruff of the neck. He hasn't for a while, and I feel like now someone has to look at him and say, we need the old Odegaard back. We need the guy who's going to chase the centre back down 60 yards and that's going to push the team forward with him.
Do you know what else you could use?
What?
What I was touching on earlier. Someone to give Odegaard a rest.
I feel like he's had his rest with that injury.
I hear it, but it's almost like, again, if the squad was like primed for winning the league and winning Champions League, because that has to be the ambitions of Arsenal. Obviously, you're not going to find 2 Odegaards.
I mean, look, Smith Rowe was sold, Vieira was
and
loaned
these
out.
decisions are looking like not.
But also at the same time, we've not had all of our players fit at the same time. Once
Of course,
the
of
season.
course.
So
And- but-
you never know.
yeah.
All I'm saying is we've got the January window, and also in that.
Do you
stretch,
feel confident in the January window? Honestly speaking,
confident being that we're going to sign a world beater?
What you need.
What we
Which
need
is an attack. You said the attacking line is what we need to bolster right now.
And I think
Are
we're
you
going to
gonna find
prioritize
someone
that.
adequate
January
for
is
that?
always a tough window. We've seen big transfers.
The question is, are you
not at this club.
going to sign someone?
I couldn't tell you, mate. I wish I knew.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay,
It's hard for us to be aggressive in this window.
But this is my issue.
You can't go to Newcastle.
I think we'll go. I hope.
Do you think? I'm asking.
I hope.
Okay, you hope.
I don't know.
But my thing
I'm
is
just
this,
a regular fan.
It's like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you gonna sign?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's not in the know. He's not gonna know.
That's a very defensive answer, my brother.
It's not.
It's a defensive answer, my brother. I'm asking.
No,
It's a PC answer. It's a PC answer. It's politically correct. Yeah.
All you have to say, I don't think so. Or you know what? Yes, we are.
I can't say yes, we are.
I'm asking for your opinion.
How
do you think you will? Do you think you won't?
How could you give an opinion if we will sign?
Okay, no. Do you think we will? Do you think we won't?
I hope we do.
But do you think you will?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't think we will. I don't think we'll sign
Yes,
him in this
that's
Champions League.
Why is that? Because of the evidence of the past.
Evidence of the past, how much these premium players are going to go for, how many of these teams are going to even let us knock on the door asking for these players, how many of these players are going to want to end the season strong with the clubs that they're at and try reach the goals that these teams have. It's going to be difficult. You can't knock on Isaac's door.
No.
Newcastle owned by Saudi. They're going to ask for, they want the brink truck coming.
The king's
they want
ransom.
everything.
Yeah.
You can't go to AC Milan.
Go ahead.
I'll say this. As this is obviously the first kind of blip in this Arteta project, and you have been the consistent voice on the podcast about trust the process from beginning until now, there is going to come a point where if this is another season where, my word, God forbid for Mikel Arteta if Arne Slot goes and wins this league, because that will look so bad on Mikel.
God forbid?
I'm saying for Mikel's sake, because it will look so much worse if someone who's coming, obviously in a better situation, we know all the context with Slot, but someone who no one knew about comes into Liverpool and goes and does that, and Mikel's been here for X amount of years and built it up, right? The longer this project goes on, and as it goes into its dip right now, if this is another unsuccessful, let's say trophyless year, which obviously we don't know if that's going to happen, Arsenal could turn it around. These reasons start looking like excuses. That's what they look like, as valid as they might be, because everything that you mentioned so far about injuries, refereeing, all of these things, as I'm speaking live right now, they are valid. The longer this continues, and if this is another unsuccessful year for Arsenal, it just looks like consistent. This is why, we couldn't do it. We couldn't.
But with all of those reasons at the moment,
the reasons for now, and they're going to sound like excuses.
All of those things, we are getting results.
You are.
And
that's what I give to give Arsenal
credit for. Not lost the game in all competitions since the 6th of November. You would think that we've been losing games. You would think that we're
but
dropping.
This is the standards.
No.
This is the standard.
And the standards are, we are second in the Premier League.
Yep.
We are third in the Champions League table. Yeah. No, but these are the standards.
But going into the season, the
the
standard was we have to be number one.
Of course.
But there's 20 games left to go.
You have to be number one, and 20 games in, we are number two.
Yeah.
So I don't mind being number two 20 games in, because the end of the goal is by game week 38 we have to be number one. That doesn't mean you have to be number one by game week 20. You could be number 3 by game week 20.
100%, as long as you finish there.
All I'm saying is at the moment we are in second place in the Premier League, third place in the Champions League. We haven't lost the game in all competitions since the 6th of November. We do have problems. There's performance issues and there's bad injuries.
Yes.
Bukayo Saka. This guy is an output machine.
That we haven't seen. It's ridiculous.
He was on form for an all-timer season, right?
100%.
He's on track. He is the Mohamed Salah for us.
100%.
He is, I think, involved in like 60% of all of our goals.
No.
That is gone.
Yeah.
Martin Odegaard was gone for 2 months. But Ben White, we haven't seen him all season.
Yeah.
So many other injuries around the team.
I completely hear it.
Whilst all that's happening, we are still second.
I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this question.
Liverpool, of course, are playing amazing, and fair play to them. They deserve to be first.
Yeah.
But we are not 5th place right now.
No.
That's what I'm saying. But
it's not doomsday. It's not doomsday.
But what annoys me is our own fans, Arsenal fans, are what's stressing me out. I have no problem talking to opposition fans because this is tribalism, it's football. You're meant to hate on us, you're meant to look down on us. Arsenal fans talking about negative about Arsenal, questioning Arteta, that confuses me because the facts are there are problems right now in the squad, yes. There are problems in the way we're playing, yes. But we have a coach who, with all of those issues, is still finding ways to get results,
100%.
Still finding ways to keep us competing, which we are still competing. It's unfortunate sometimes we're dropping points, but we are still competing. I think we have the same amount of points. Arsenal fans remind me of people who hate their own. Like,
I get what you mean.
I don't even want to say the word.
I'm thinking in my head. I get what you mean. It
begins with a C.
But I get what he means. You know what? There's people like Stars. Listen, people like Stars. Rinity. You can't. There's people like Stars who say, he tweeted Arteta out. People talk as if we're on a Man City run where we've won 1 in 12. That's how people talk.
Our
performances are not great. Yes, our performances are not great.
But I need you to be a bit clearer now as well, because
you know my standpoint.
Yeah,
I've
always been on the standpoint.
My thing is,
go on.
I was gonna say, Because the Odegaard conversation, I've only ever heard Stars bring up. Okay. So if you're having issues...
But Odegaard's dramatic. Stars is crazy because he compares him to Kim Kallstrom.
Yeah, that's a bit too far. Obviously, it's too far.
Odegaard, for me, I think he's just having... It's a rough few months for him.
It's a rough few months and it's not a bigger conversation about Odegaard.
He's had a baby, but now he needs to lock in. I said it on SDS Extra. Your wife is there for the kid. Leave the kid to the wife and her family.
Yeah.
Concentrate on football. The first 6 months of that, listen, the first 6 months of that baby's child, they are not going to know who you are. They're not going to... All they want is the mother's... Listen to me. All they want is the mother's breast. They don't want the husband. They don't want the man. They don't want the man. We have nothing for them.
Child rearing in the first stages is maternal.
Stay with the wife. Stay with the... You're rich.
Yeah.
Bring her whole family here. Look after the kid.
Do what needs to be done.
Concentrate on Arsenal.
Yeah.
That kid is going to remember you for the rest of his life. We're going to remember you for these 6 months of our life. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's true. It's true. Yeah. So that for me, it's not a bigger picture.
And I'm going to say two things.
Go on.
The project, when it was on its upward spiral, had a lot of good underlying numbers, but the points weren't translating. So, for example, the 8th finish season and all this kind of stuff, we can see what's happening. And there was like calendar years where you guys were like second in the league, all this kind of stuff. At this point that we are right now, the underlying numbers are looking poor, even though you're getting results. This is in response to you saying, with this ridiculous context that you find yourself in, you boys are getting results, and that's what's important right now. But the underlying numbers aren't great. So we'll have to see how that balances out.
As well, because there's context as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Those contexts have been, we have been hit with freak injury problems.
100%. No, I hear you.
You can't prepare for and you don't expect.
Yeah.
These are the biggest players and the best players on our team.
Yeah.
These are 4 or 5 guaranteed starters.
I hear you. I hear you completely.
There are big problems. And there's context, and people lack context sometimes.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about it.
And we're going to have the whole rest of the season to think about this, see what's going on, and fix these issues.
Last point is a question.
Liverpool win the league is because they deserve to win the league.
Yeah.
We want to win the league as well.
My last point is a question. Do you think at this point, this is for both of you, at this point that we're talking at right now, and this is obviously because you're talking about there's some Arsenal fans that are not believing and being negative.
Calendar year, we're the best team.
We're the best. Yeah.
So the underlying numbers
it's not that bad. But obviously, I'm talking about this season. But now, because obviously you're talking about that there's a divide in the fan base, there are some that are still negative. If I'm asking you today, do you think Arsenal finished first in game week 38? If I ask you today.
If I ask them today, my answer is no.
And if I asked you today?
My answer is yes, you know.
Oh.
I think we win. I still think we win the Premier League at the end of the season.
Okay, let me deal with that one first. I'm going to come in with that one there.
Yeah.
Is there are fans who didn't share the same belief in this project as you did.
Yeah.
But because they now see that this year again, or they feel this year is not going to happen again, that exasperation has led to lashes out of negativity.
Correct.
And I agree they don't take in context. Yeah, they don't take
they lack context, and I have no time to talk to them.
No, but you with taking in the context and them not taking in the context, you both come to the same conclusion.
That's completely fine.
From those people on the table.
But you're asking me, but the thing is there, but my answer could change in 2 weeks because the context changes. My answer could change in a month. You asked me what my answer is today.
Yeah.
And I'm going off probability, and probability-wise, Liverpool are going to win the league due to where they are right now, how they're performing, and the players they have available.
You're right.
But one thing that is true is our fixtures get a lot easier and theirs gets a lot harder.
Yeah.
So we will see what happens. But we do need to bolster our squad because of the freak injuries. Even if they're not world-beaten names, we need players that can help out and chip in and get us results. If it means bringing 3 players, 2 of them being Trossard level and maybe 1 being even better, I'll take that because we do need more people in our squad. We have the League Cup, which was still in the competition in semi-final. We have the FA Cup. We're in 3rd in the Champions League and we're 2nd in the Premier League. We are not doing that bad. Let's move on.
Let's give props to Brighton. They're having a good season.
Actually, no.
Do you know what I like?
Yasin
Ayari, I like.
They've got a good little piece.
Brighton, they haven't won a single game for the past 10 games.
They're the draw merchants.
I know, they're the draw merchants. Yeah. No, I'm saying shout out to them because they've held us to a draw. They held us to a draw.
What I'm pleading, if
they held us to a draw.
If you give, brother, they held Southampton got a point at that stadium.
They did.
I'm not giving no credit.
The whole segment we spoke about Arsenal.
The person I will shout out, which is
round of applause.
Baleba boys.
Big fan of Carlos Baleba. That was a good segment. I like that.
I enjoyed that. That was good conversation. There's a lot that was talked about there.
Let's move on now to Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. Chelsea, who were just a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, competing with Liverpool for the title,
Oh, the chair!
have now only got 2 points out of their last 4
I'll
games.
stop using that meme as well.
Yeah, I love that
The
video.
best,
That video.
the best. I'm so happy.
Chelsea, hey.
I'm not doing that.
Hey, that's what you did. That's what you did. It was a one.
I'm not doing that.
You know what? Climb the ladder. I loved it, man. I loved it. It's such a. You know how amazing that video is. You know when you break up. I need to see if you put it right here. Yeah. When you break that video up into 3, it's beautiful. It's 3 different memes in one. It's beautiful.
You're fantastic.
The up the Chelsea at the beginning. The dancing at the Chelsea, and then you dancing at the end.
Even the song, you changed it 3 different tempos.
I loved it.
I loved up the Chelsea first,
Yeah.
then hit the Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Oh, that one. I love the Chelsea. That was beautiful. That was
My favorite moments. I love it
But you
so
definitely won't be singing that anytime soon because Chelsea, since then,
Oh, system. Yeah. Hey, man.
the dance is a curse.
Yeah, man.
Keep doing it. Since then, have got 2 points out of the last 4 games, moving them all the way down to 4th place, a point below Forest, and Forest even have a game in hand over them, so that can stretch to 4 points below Forest. They're only 2 points above Man City, who have been performing horribly bad, of course, and a point ahead of Newcastle. Chelsea, how times change. How the turntables.
Come on, man. We got a Chelsea representative right here.
Chelsea. Talk to me up the Chelsea.
I can't lie, yeah.
Josh Achimpong at centre back.
The lineup, I think it made sense. I think and it's a bit concerning because when you have 2 senior players, Disasi and Tosin, and you trust an 18-year-old, I think it was the right decision. The lineup was decent. The first half was very good for Chelsea, standpoint. I think they played well. Everyone played very well.
Wow, that Jadon Sancho assist though.
Jadon Sancho assist.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
He's cooking. He's loving the London life.
Fantastic.
He could do it.
Loving the life. Yeah, you could.
He could be that right 10.
Wait, have Chelsea officially signed him,
Yeah,
right?
it's done 25
Yeah,
million.
it's an obligation to buy.
I
It's
would have
obligation.
wondered if Amarim would have considered
I
bringing
think
him back.
Amarim might
Tried
have
to
done.
persuade him.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he would have. That was a fantastic assist.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
It was
I think
ridiculous. It was so
the patient to wait till Cole Palmer gets inside the box to pass it.
It was a smart player.
It was
Yeah.
a smart
There
player.
always has been, and also in them intricate situations in and around the box, he's been very, very good.
South London in him.
Great finish. Casado and Enzo was excellent. Casado and Enzo was excellent. Sancho was good. Neto, Gusto finally staying as a right back and not inverted. Bro, that first half was very good.
Yeah, no problems, no issues there.
However, the only concern with the first half was it was only 1-0.
Yeah.
It should have been 3-0. Nico Jackson should have scored in that first half, so he scored 2 goals. He had 2 massive chances, which Cole Palmer put on the play, the free kick and the slip pass. He missed both of them. That slip pass, to be fair, it was a great attempt by the outside the boot, but he missed both of them. Second half started, again, Chelsea was on the good end. Again, Nico Jackson missing chances. Cole Palmer, in the second half,
Bit of a drop off.
being lazy.
Bit of a drop off.
Decision making wasn't it. He decided to shoot in one moment where there was options on both sides. Didn't do that. Malo Gusto decided to pass to Neto and not Nico Jackson. The second half decision making wasn't good enough, and you knew the moment that missed chances was coming. Voila, you had an idea, Eze and Mateta. But bear in mind, they had their moments. Then you knew they were about to get a goal, and they did. They got a goal. Mistake by Cole Palmer. I don't know why he took too long on the ball. Got intercepted.
Boom.
I've got a couple of questions. Do you think Nonny's not injured at the moment? And you're our Chelsea representative. You're actually our Chelsea fan at the moment on SDS.
You are.
Do you think having 2 creative wingers in Neto and Sancho is kind of hindering the attack? So I feel like Nonny should be starting in these games. Because these are the kind of games where you need a 1v1. He's not a 1v1 demon, but he's an attacking winger who will run at his defender all the time.
But at the same time, they've been rotating. Noni was out, Neto goes Charles, Neto did well. Last game, Noni started, Noni didn't do well. So at the moment, none of them are being consistent enough to actually start a game unless Noni had that structured period where he started like 9 or 10 games, which he deserved certain times. But at the moment, Neto starting, he's not doing well. Noni started, he's not doing well. So at the moment, he's just rotating between the 2 of them. This time around, he brought Noni on the left-hand side. I was quite surprised because when Noni was coming on, I thought, all right, Neto will swap side. He was just put him on the left-hand side. Again, he didn't do nothing. So at the moment, Chelsea's problems now are there. Yes, you can blame on Nico Jackson. I blame on Nico Jackson. I think I tweeted out, he should come out. And my brother apologized on this because you had 4 chances, which you should have scored at least one of them. It's my boy. It's my son.
Yeah, he is.
He's my son.
It's funny that you have a black son, but it's Angelina Jolie route.
But he should have done it. But at the same time, you can blame on Nico Jackson. But now you need your wingers to at least contribute with numbers. They haven't. Noni hasn't done it. Neto hasn't done it. Sancho has done it. But my problem is, again, bro, Joao Felix. Ipswich was very good.
Sorry, who against?
Ipswich. My brother, listen, we're in 2025. Yeah?
It's fine.
At this point, accept the fact I'm saying Ipswich.
Yeah, no. Wallahi, we should accept it.
Why do you keep acting surprised? I've said the whole season.
Yeah, you got
second time.
And also, no, cool. Can you give me some credit? I didn't stop you when you said Zerchi. I didn't see you when you said Zerchi. I let Zerchi go. Come on, bro. I let Zerchi go. Come on, my bad. I let Zerchi go. Let Zerchi. Sorry.
It's switch. No, here it goes.
Well, I let it go. He did well in the first half. You take him out, which, again, cool. This game, why the hell are you not bringing him on? Nico Jackson staying on for a bit longer, which I hate, because, bro, the person coming off the bench is Margui.
No, didn't have Nkunku on the bench. They had Nkunku on the bench.
I think that's how you say it.
You think it's cooked for him? That's fine. I like it. Do you think Nkunku's done?
Nkunku's done.
You just think he's just what's it called, Conference League merchant now, right? He's for Chelsea.
Chelsea at the moment lack two things. They lack profile matching in terms of certain position.
They were desperate for Durant.
I think Neto's a left winger.
I do as well.
I think Neto's a left winger.
Yeah. And the worst thing is you're calling for him to play on the right.
I think, and I thought so as well. I just think that's the Neto I remember.
But he's saying Nkunku
physically done. Striker. Yeah, he's physically done.
He's not a striker.
No, I'm talking about coming off the bench instead of Gu.
Even coming off the bench, he's done it in the past. The game against Fulham, he came off the bench.
It was a mistake. I remember it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. He started against Leicester, didn't do well. With Nkunku, that brother is a 10. I look at two players, and again, I don't want to blame on Cole Palmer, but I look at the Cole Palmer effect. There's two players in Chelsea that should be starting as a 10. They can't play as a 10. It's like Rodrigo with Madrid.
You've got Vinny in front of you.
And that's Joao Felix and Nkunku. Yeah, so now I look at the Chelsea headquarters. You're signing players, but you're not matching them in terms of the profile and system. That's why I look at Enzo Maresca. He's doing the best he can. Bro, how can he start an 18-year-old, debut, centre-back? He's got Disasi and what's his name, Tosin, on the bench. Yeah. So he doesn't trust neither of them. Yeah. Why are you? So I just look at it in certain.
That's a big statement.
But we know that Chelsea are going to address.
Well, though. He
did.
Josh did very well.
Yeah,
18 as well.
It's a tough situation. Go on. I was just going to say, with Enzo, I think he still needs to learn as well.
Enzo
Maresca.
Oh yeah.
Because at the same time,
I said it as well. I said it's adversity time now.
100%. Less, and also these were the kind of fixtures that they looked into, saying, okay, we can go on a bit of a run here. I think me and Faisal were both on the pod. We were like, okay, we're looking at these.
This is the easiest stretch.
Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, and Palace.
No,
not a single win.
They should have got more out of those games. But I think, I tweeted this after the game. It's like sometimes you have to step back, bigger picture. And obviously, we're the ones who are kind of like, oh, Chelsea, say that you're in a title race. Say that you're in a title race. It's like, I'm saying, let them slip.
They said they weren't.
They said you guys put second in the mid-season prediction.
100%. And I think it's like, basically, you take a step back now and you say, I think this is going to be a good season for Chelsea. I think they have a good structure. They have a good coach. The coach needs to learn, the players need to learn. Game management, they need to understand as well. Because at 1-0, I was so certain an equaliser was coming because of all of the squandered chances. So they need to understand how to manage the game. Whether that be tweaks in the way that he wants to play in terms of shape, and the same way that we see Arne Slot do basically every game week, or do we need to see finishing chances being clinical? These are issues that need to be addressed in the window. As Faisal's already told us how many times, they will address these things in the window. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's two things.
They will invest.
That's two things. This season for Chelsea has to be a top 4.
It has to be.
Heading into the season, no one expected a top 4. Context now, you were...
And then 2 weeks ago, everyone expected them to finish second.
And
so things change.
You expect them to finish third.
You said it in the last segment. In 2 weeks, you could change your stance on certain things.
Things change quick.
Yeah.
But
especially football.
That's
football. And it's the same pretty much all over the table. Yeah. You know? Because like you said, things now everyone's looking at them saying, okay, can they finish top 4?
Chelsea could finish second though. They could still finish second. It's just the reality of football.
City are 2 points behind them.
Yeah, I agree. City could still be in
it was literally City were done and Chelsea were going to compete for the league. 2 weeks later, they're 2 points apart from each other. City can finish, and then a week from now, City can be above them because the way City are looking, the way Chelsea are looking, looks like City will go above them.
Absolutely.
It's adversity time for Enzo Maresca. I said it, and that's the whole point. Like you said, buckle up. It is time for you to learn. Welcome to the Premier League, because this is first season in the Premier League.
This is welcome to the Premier League moment.
It's welcome to the Premier League. You've had. These are the kind of teams that are welcome to the Premier League. You know, that your Evertons and the Palaces. You know,
and the point fans will make is that he's coaching 4-0s. Yeah, we have to always remember, and I said this under Ten Hag because we heard that a lot under Ten Hag as well. It comes
towards
down to
the end
coach.
as well. Towards the end,
oh my god! Earlier this season, it's like look at how many chances United are creating. That also can become a coaching thing.
But then again, it
depends on the players you play and how you coach them in training.
Exactly. The first 3 games, I'm blamed on him. This game against against Palace, you can't blame it on Enzo because he's making the right subs. the right moments. He's starting the right players. It just comes down to the players not finishing the player.
Only thing I would have changed in that game was if you do want to be a bit more attacking, you can put Cole on the right. Because he's naturally a right winger. He's naturally a right winger.
I do want to see him on the right.
Man City, he was a right winger. He scored that league, the Community Shield goal against us off the right wing.
Neto Felix Palmer.
Felix or Nkunku behind Jackson. But I'm talking about when it's games like this where you're like, okay, we're missing chances. Let's put Cole on the right. Now he can be really isolated against his fullback and his defender rather than being in the 10 against two centre mids or the third centre back.
I do like him in the 10 though.
Because I can't lie. Felix, like you said, they're natural number 10s.
First season for Chelsea, he played most of it off the right.
I think it will end up happening because when we went to the Arsenal-Chelsea game, he found himself on the right-hand side a lot. So I think it will end up happening.
One thing which I'm noticing here with Chelsea now, especially now because of the period which 4 games now, no W's. Start of the season, it was issues. When they were winning games, no one looked at them. Now you're looking at an issue. They spent over $1 billion, but you look at certain positions like that. Casado, this is an off game, but you could see him. Yeah, it's like Gravenberch.
He's fine. He's good.
That brother's exhausted.
Yeah.
He's tired. He's doing everything. And when you look at the bench, you can't bring no one off the bench. No one is in his profile as a DM, except for Dewsbury Hall. That brother, I don't know what the hell. He doesn't exist anymore.
He just said, let me change your life. That's it.
Wallahi,
let me put you on, big bro. That's all he told
us.
Drink water.
And I don't know where he was ill. What Chelsea needs, he was ill as well. How are you getting ill?
Dewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury was a good player.
I like Dewsbury.
I like him.
He's not Chelsea.
So Chelsea needs to...
Lavia's injured again as well.
Lavia's injuries are becoming concerning because there was the season when he left for Chelsea originally when we really wanted him. He went with the ankle injury. Took him pretty much missed the whole season. Yeah. He came back in. He looked good in that Liverpool game. Remember? Yeah, he looked really nice. Came off injured. Yeah. More recently, he's picked up another niggling injury.
That's what I mean.
It's really up. It's getting worrying.
Facts, but that's what you mean. Like, when you look at how much they spend, certain players success, other players Fofana, Lavia, big money, injury prone. Sassi, Badishile, ass.
They didn't have one actual midfielder on the bench.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah. And now you look at things.
Just defenders and attackers.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why this window is 2 things. If they don't want to spend 50 million, 60 million, 70 million, that's fine. Go to Strasbourg. Andre Santos, my brother.
He's fine.
I heard he's having a crazy season.
Wallahi, recall him right now.
Yeah.
Because at least off the bench, or you can start him certain times, you've got someone that can
partner When's the baby Vinny coming? What's his name? Esteval.
When
is he coming? Summer. That's going to be a good one for them in the summer as well.
They got offload, man. They got too many.
They will offload. Chelsea are the best sellers.
They are.
Chelsea are the best sellers. They are the best sellers. They will. Andre Santos. Let's forget Andre Santos. Dewsbury Hall. They will somehow offload him for 30 mil.
I think they got like Eddie Hearn sell it like gift to the guy.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? All right, you would never believe this player we got in the academy.
Yeah,
30 mil. You know what? It's a bargain. 30 mil's a bargain. He ain't played a minute for Chelsea first team though. 30 mil though.
Sunshine, have I got a player for you? I promise you. He's got the experience of an ox. I promise you, he's got anything you need in your midfield right now. 50 million, it's a bargain.
And they go, okay. And it's like, what the hell? Who's my man?
It's like Faisal, estate agent. We got 3 other people looking at buying this right now.
Yeah. My uncle, my dad, my mum.
He even puts in a fake offer.
I'm gonna get in trouble
if I tell you this. I shouldn't be telling you this.
I'm gonna get in trouble with the manager, right? But I like you.
I did. It's just for you.
48 mil.
There you go.
Yeah, literally 48 mil. Someone else is ready to buy for 50.
That's their salesman.
The amount of times I've used that line between me and you.
Yeah. Between me and you, I hear it.
How many teams have you claimed to support?
That's what I was gonna say. How many teams
have you claimed to support?
At work, brother, I've supported Everton.
And you know what kills me? With your football knowledge, you could pass off for any fan.
You could do Everton.
I can't believe it.
Illiman and Dice doing really well.
I can't believe we still got Ashley on the left back.
See more pies tweet.
Oh, bloody hell. And they're like, oh my God, he's a real Evertonian.
Last season, I went to Value. Random story. I went to Value. Probably the first question I asked him, who do you support? I support Everton. Wallahi al-azim, 20 minutes, just me, him chatting about Everton.
Yeah, you see?
But because I know about Everton, I know certain players. I'm like, wallahi. He looked at me and said, oh, I finally found an Everton fan. He's Asian. All right.
Where was he from?
I'm related to his man.
What pissed me off was the Asian part, the Everton part. That's what pissed me off.
All right, I mean, listen, before we move over to this game, obviously Crystal Palace have been on a decent run, you know. They've only lost 1 league game in their last, looks like, 10 or so? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've only lost 1 out of their last 9, which was against Arsenal Christmas period, 5-1. Obviously, we played them twice.
In the cup and the league,
But apart from that Arsenal loss, They've got some good results. Most of them in draws, of course. They drew to Wolves away. They drew to Villa away. They drew to Newcastle, which is a big draw. They drew to City. They beat Ipswich away. They beat Palace. Of course, these are the bottom teams.
It's a good
and they
bounce
drew to
back.
Bournemouth away, which is a tough place to go for
Always
big
tough.
teams.
Always
And
tough.
now Chelsea.
It's a good bounce back.
Oliver Glasner is doing really well. I mean,
He's bounced back.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, there was a few of them were saying, "Yo, he should go." I remember listening to TalkSport.
Yeah.
They'll get the Palace fans to call in. It's not working.
Purple patch from last season.
Yeah, he just had a good run. We gave him too much money to spend in the summer. He's changed the whole squad.
All he say is the
Do you know what I
only
mean?
one.
He's bought all his own players. What's going to happen when a new manager comes in? But look at it now. Like, Eze was supposed to leave in the summer. He stayed. He's slowly coming back into the team. They drop Nketiah now for Mateta.
I can't lie.
Nketiah was more of a club.
And more for
buy.
Ismail Assar as well.
Ismail Assar as well.
They
Right
put
They themselves into a good zone as well on the table where they're literally Palace, West Ham, United, Spurs. There's 3 points between them. I'm not even trying to make a joke. 3 points between them. One win could take them up, leapfrog them up to 12. I actually wasn't even trying to make a joke. I'm looking at the table.
You know what's crazy?
No,
You know what's-
you're
Do you know
there.
the worst part is I was watching the Chelsea game to see how many points Palace get. Make sure
Yeah.
they finish
See?
15th.
You know what's crazy?
No joke.
Well,
This is serious.
You lot don't want to lose the Adidas sponsor next season as well. If you get relegated, you don't want to lose
Oh,
that.
it's gone.
Allegedly,
You don't
if
lose
we
that.
get relegated, it's
Today,
gone.
yeah, Cams was celebrating when Fulham scored the second goal because Ipswich when Fulham.
Yeah.
No,
we're
laughing at
talking-
the story.
Yeah, just the Cam story.
Yeah,
No, we're
laughing
laughing at the Cam story. The Cam story.
Don't get
Come on, man, tell us the story.
for 3-1 points.
So,
So when Delap scored to
Yeah.
make it 2-1,
Yeah.
he was fuming.
yeah.
I saw him tweeting.
Yeah.
Oh
because-
shit! Because
yeah.
now it's getting close.
Because it's getting closer.
Wallahi.
It's the reality that we're in.
But what have you turned into?
This is
man?
what Cam.
Yeah,
you
come
know,
on, man.
Cam's bro. We have our own group chat, yeah, brother. Nothing positive goes on. Brother.
I hear it. How
Nothing
the
positive
turntables,
is
man?
spoken
How the
about. Bro. No,
turntables?
there's no.
Disgusting.
It's not how you doing, mate. It's brother. Only negativity is going on right
Yeah,
now.
man, that's
This
so
is the
sad.
situation
Imagine
we're in.
waking up every day knowing you're a United fan.
Sad, man.
That's a sad day. Man.
It's all right with the success we've had, boys. All right.
No, now I'm talking about
Still
now.
be safe.
I'm still drunk on success.
talking about now.
Your success.
No.
My brother.
Your success. You were 7 years old.
Yours.
We've seen it all.
You ain't seen nothing.
I would say though,
So
I
FA Cup
think
final
Palace.
this year, that's it.
I think Palace might have the best chant in the league. Boom, boom.
I know you love that one. I know you love that one.
Is it better than Luis
I
Diaz?
know you love that one.
Nah, Luis Diaz. It's the best one.
Luis Diaz.
Yeah,
that's
so-
But it's up there. Mateta's
Okay,
up there.
fair.
It's up there.
It's up there. Let's move over
No.
to clap the round of applause.
Come on, man.
Can we do a clap without you using your hands today?
Don't ever.
Yeah, that's a new TikTok. Hey!
Yeah. I'm a grown man.
Wait, what happened? I didn't even see what happened.
Sharks are like that too.
And look, he's blushing as well.
Yeah, I can't
Blushing
get
as well,
red
hey.
as well. It's mad. It's mad. It's
I'm
mad.
blushing all that.
Come on, give us a clap with no hands for this one. Come on. You got this for us. You got this for us.
Hey, listen, I can do it, but not now, man. But listen, the person who deserves it, in my opinion, is Mr. Josh.
Achumpong.
Continue,
Achumpong.
because that surname, the way I pronounce it. Well,
Now go on, give it a go.
Just say
Give it a go,
Achumpong.
give it a go.
Achumpong.
Achumpong.
Yeah, that's
There
it.
you go, bro.
Thank you very much.
18-year-old
Shout out to Josh.
debut. He's a right back, but playing centre back. Well, he looked more comfortable than certain man decides he. And
He looked good in their under 21s and their under 18s.
well,
things like that.
I think Madrid won in the summer.
Oh, Loan Watch. Is that enough one to add to it?
No, low watch is your player. Oh, great tackle. Wallah.
Great tackle, Lenny.
Yeah, Lily.
That
That was a Madrid tackle, innit? That was a Madrid tackle,
I
innit?
was clapping for me.
You got to lend me more than a euro.
You
though.
thought of that.
You got to
He saw
lend
that
me more
tackle.
than a euro.
He imagined Lamine Yamal running through and Lenny Yoro just taking him out.
By the way, very random. I know it's United segment. By the way, Lenny Yoro
It's not the United segment, it's the Chelsea segment.
It's made the worst decision of his career going to you guys. If he came to us with all the injuries that we have,
He might
Oh,
be
he would be
starting.
laughing. He would be laughing.
he made
what it is.
Jorge Mendes.
We'll have a look.
Hog Mendes.
Jorge.
Moving on to Spurs versus Newcastle. Spurs versus Newcastle. Spurs now.
Oh, this was a great game to watch.
4 games in a row without a win. 3 of them being losses. 3 out of the 4 games without a win being at home as well. It's not going well for Spurs. I mean,
No, but come on, you have to feel sorry for them.
No,
man.
I'm
to feel
going
sorry for
to
them.
open up by saying, listen, second half, they came out of the tunnel. I saw Jed Spence and Archie Gray centre back punish. No, that's bad. I felt bad for them.
No,
That's
I know. I feel
ridiculous.
sorry for Archie Gray,
No,
man.
this is bad.
Archie Gray came as a centre mid, hot young prospect for Leeds, lost in the final, and he thought, I'm going to come into this Tottenham side.
And this is going to be my next step.
My next step. I was thinking, I can't lie, when they signed him, I was jealous. I said, damn, man, they
He's a
signed like the
talent.
next
He's a
England
talent.
midfielder.
He's a talent.
He's a great
talent.
player,
He's a
unbelievable player. I love him.
Yeah.
And now he's played majority of the season as a centre back.
And
a right back.
Dragerson,
And he's played as a right back.
Now next to
He's only
Spence.
playing him out wide and on the back. That's it.
Poor guy, man. Poor guy, man.
It's a tough situation there.
I spoke about the
Who was it?
injuries
It was
for Arsenal.
Porro,
It started Porro,
I know.
Dragerson.
left back, Dragerson,
Dragerson to trouble.
Dragerson got injured, and then
Udogie came in all right.
Yeah.
Udogie wasn't playing. It was Sergio Reguilon.
Reguilon, yes.
Came out left back.
Yeah.
Jess Spence moving to centre back. I spoke about the injuries for Arsenal. For
They're
them as
in a
well,
bad way.
specifically.
I think this might be the
defensive
worst defensive injury I've
this
seen.
crisis,
The crisis,
is
yeah.
insane.
The best two centre backs and the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
And they had Austin, who's been there.
Brian
For, what was
Austin
this?
made
He'd been there
his
for like
debut.
10 years or 20 years or something like that. He's been there for 17 years. How old is he?
He looked.
How old is my man? He
25. He's there from a kid, innit?
Yeah, he looked young. I can't lie, and he looked good.
He was collecting.
He looked good. He won man of the match. It was the first time I've ever seen. I've never seen a losing player get man of the match like that before.
Yeah.
He made some good saves. He was very commanding.
I think that was
could hear him.
a nice.
Yeah.
I think that was a nice man of the match.
I agree.
No, it was a nice man of the
match,
match, but I don't think he necessarily deserved it. But
Yeah.
It reminded me of. I forgot his name. That keeper that played for West Ham a couple seasons ago.
first appearance, and he cried at the end of the game.
Oh, and he won 1-0 at Chelsea.
Yeah,
and he cried, and he cried. Remember?
Yeah,
It was
his
just
dad
like,
was a West Ham fan. He was like fourth choice,
yeah.
and he'd been there
Never
for his
played,
whole career. Yeah,
never played. I forgot his name. English fella. Kind of that kind of story.
Yeah,
I
that was
remember
cute. That was cute.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but yeah.
I feel like Scott Castle will get that treatment if he ever gets started in the
Scott
Premier League.
Castle played a game, I think, when City won the league. A couple
Was it
games
Newcastle?
early against us.
No, was it us?
When we fell off. No, not against us, but when we fell off.
Yeah.
And they'd won the game. They won the league a couple of weeks early because we lost to Forest at 1 year.
Yeah.
I think Carson played the Prem game after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, Spurs of course have the
Best job in the world is a third goalkeeper, isn't it?
the
Best job in the world.
crisis. Yeah, I mean, they have the defensive crisis.
Yeah.
The game itself was bro.
But they've just signed
was
a
a
keeper.
great- was a
They've
very
just signed a new keeper. Literally
keeper?
today, yeah. Antonin Kinski.
Oh, he's a kinky one.
Yeah. Antonin.
That face was lights.
Yeah.
That face was lights.
Yeah. They just signed a
Kinky.
keeper. But yeah, he's only 21 years old.
But the game itself, the first
What
10
kind of keeper
minutes.
is he? A starting keeper? I don't even know what he is.
No, but it's a crisis, isn't it? So they
They just need bodies in
better
there.
than
Like,
Fraser
bodies in there.
Forster.
But I can't lie, it was a very good game though.
It was an entertaining game. The thing about
Entertaining.
Spurs, and they know it, everyone knows it. If you watch a Spurs game,
You get
it's a
entertained.
great game to watch.
You get entertained.
We
Love it.
Someone who's never watched football this season, watch a Spurs game.
Yeah.
And sometimes even Spurs fans can go home thinking, fuck, that was a crazy game.
Yeah.
We lost though, but it was a good game.
Yeah, yeah.
We scored 3, we conceded 6. But it was a good game.
Yeah.
No, but
you go there,
it's a
you
game.
can see. Like,
you don't know what's gonna happen.
You know, earlier this season,
you don't know what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
but you're gonna see goals,
Yeah.
and you're gonna see end to end. It's not like
Yeah.
tactical 1-0. No, you're gonna see crazy shit.
And one thing that Andrew will do is, regardless if his first centre backs are not there, bro, that line is gonna be high.
Yeah, that line gonna be high.
Doesn't matter who's playing.
It's gonna be up
Who
there.
is gonna be up
Doesn't matter
there?
who's playing.
But it started well though. Hey, that cross.
Gonna be
by
man like my boy
Pedro
Elias' hairline.
Good header.
That's gonna be.
My hairline's back, not high. I want it to be high.
Oh, so it's different.
I want it to be
It's
close.
low block.
Yours
Yeah,
is
it's a low
It's a
block.
low
It's not a
block.
low block.
Right now it's a 5 at the back.
Yeah.
Low block.
But when I get a haircut, I change the 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
He's on the Amarin thing.
Yeah.
I like
Right now,
it.
I want it to be closer to the midfielders, but it's
Yeah,
not.
at least
It won't be there.
It's true.
What's Salah's treatment soon?
I wish, man. I wish I could afford
Do
his
SDS
doctor.
brand though, man.
Imagine.
Take a few of the boys.
Come on, man. I'm on it.
Me,
I'm on it.
who
I'm on
else?
it.
Who else is
I'll go as
losing?
well. I didn't talk
But
about
who else
Jay,
is losing it though?
Rin.
Ren.
No,
Ren needs to go.
Ren needs a whole new head. He needs a whole new head. He doesn't need hair, bro.
Put the brain in there as well, bro. Like that.
Yeah, man, he needs a whole new head, man. Who else is losing? No one's really losing it on the pod. It's just me and you. We're holding it down for the boldies.
Come on, man.
Nah, I could do with a little.
Nah, you're good. I can see it from that.
Come on, you're
I
alright,
wish
man.
mine was poking out like that.
Yeah, come on, man. You can
I could do a little talk. But yeah, let us know if you any hair transplant brands.
You saw the boys out, man.
SDS brand. though.
Specifically
Use
not
code
Turkey. Maybe
In
Harley
UK,
Street. Maybe Harley
please.
Street.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spurs game.
The cross
Great,
itself.
had a great goal by
Pedro
like,
Porro.
Cross was
Amazing
he put like
cross.
4 of them that game.
Wow, no, he had the good crosses the whole game.
It was like I thought De Bruyne signed for Tottenham.
Good
You know?
cross.
It was crazy.
Incredible.
Good crosses.
But great movement by Solanke.
Yeah.
it's
He's
Solanke.
quietly having a good season.
Apparently,
Yes.
Quietly having a good season.
Solanke's
Like,
goal is Tottenham's 5th Premier League goal inside the first 10 minutes. So they, regardless of how tumultuous it might be right now, they're scoring early.
How many what?
It's how tumultuous it is. Turmoil.
Oh, that's what I thought you said. Yeah.
Very quickly, just very quickly on the goalkeeper that they signed. I've got a stat that he has the best pass success rate, 83%.
Just what they need.
Than any.
That's
No, to be honest, that's
Stop the
Andrew's
bleeding.
thing, though.
Stop the
innit?
bleeding.
That's what-
Fraser
Stop the bleeding.
Forster, yeah. Stop
the bleeding
yeah.
by passing.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Than any other goalkeeper in Finland.
Let's cut the heart, but get breast implants. How about that? Let's just mess up the heart.
One way to do it.
Get some brand new, you know.
At least it looks
Maybe
good.
same size as yours.
Trust Ilias.
At least it looks good. But listen, 2 minutes later,
Yes.
Anthony Gordon.
Oh, yeah, Anthony.
What a finish.
He's in amazing form.
Bergvall loses
player,
the ball.
AG10. I called it. What is it, Everton?
Yeah, you
I
did.
loved him. My kind of winger.
Best left winger in the
My
league.
kind of winger.
Best
I love
left
him.
winger in the
I
league.
love him. He's
Best left
you know,
winger in the
I
league.
just like
bro.
his mental fortitude.
Name you one better.
He's got a mullet as well.
The standard's not super high right now.
Yeah, it's
So
not
he
super
is-
high.
Yeah, no.
He is
But he's
performing.
number one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But yeah, I like his mental fortitude. I like his.
No way.
No,
I'm
no.
Lewis
taking Anthony
Diaz
Gordon
is
over Lewis Diaz.
inconsistent.
No way.
Gordon's more consistent.
Gakpo recently.
Gordon's for
Recently,
me.
let's see.
Gordon's more consistent and Gordon's more devastating.
Yeah.
100%.
I think he's that.
He's an
both
amazing
feet,
run. He's
both feet, bro. Like if you got,
Nacho?
he's hitting it.
Yay.
He's
there we go.
across the goalkeeper, left foot is
Ham
fine.
Nacho.
Right foot finish, you can have that composure to finish it. You can slap it, roof foot, and he can do everything.
Yeah.
Fast,
Martinelli?
strong. Please, Faisal, stop.
Stop it now. Stop it now.
Fast, he's strong. I mean, and his partnership with Isak as well is going really well. I mean, Isak, of course, likes to drift to the left, and these two have a good
Raheem Sterling?
understanding going.
I mean, he was supposed to be on your left.
What's that? Last 5 games, either a goal or assist in the last 5 games.
laugh, you know.
No, unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been on great form. Last 5 games, either a goal or assist. Spurs, United, Aston
Whoa.
Villa.
Specified. Go on.
Look at these returns, bro.
Crazy returns, isn't it?
Look at these. Every game, I think it's more than 5 games because all competitions.
You know
1,
what,
2,
you know what,
3,
you know
4,
what,
5,
yeah.
7 games.
Yeah.
Last 7
I'm
games,
excluding Brentford.
he's been directly
Yeah.
involved in goals.
Who's that?
No, Brentford's in there.
Anthony Gordon.
Brentford's in there. It's
Yeah,
not-
yeah,
Has Isak scored seven in a row as
Brentford's in
well?
there 'cause it's a cup game.
Oh, okay.
But
No,
see, last
Brentford's-
7 games he's played for Newcastle.
No, Brentford's a league game. I'm looking at right now.
EFL Cup.
They lost 4-2.
No, I'm talking about a 3-1 win.
It's another game. It's another game.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a different
okay.
I'm talking
okay.
about that game, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking since that Brentford
Yes,
game,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
7 games.
Oh, okay.
And
Yes,
Brentford
sorry.
again in the cup.
Yeah.
7 games, he's been directly involved in 7 goals. 2 of them are goals, 5 of them assists. He is, you know, he's going to get on the score sheet or a goal is going to come because of him.
I'm in love with
Great
Anthony
season.
Gordon.
Unbelievable player. I'm in love with him as well. I'm a
Anthony
big
Gordon.
fan of him.
Yeah.
When he went to Newcastle, people questioned it.
Yep.
I think he did an amazing job
I
running
remember
away
Thomas
from that club.
Tuchel wanted him at Chelsea,
Yeah,
and a
yeah,
lot of
40
Chelsea fans were
million,
saying,
people like,
"No way,
no.
55 million."
I reckon he gets into the England team and has no.
Bro,
Gets
he's
into
the
the
best
England
left-
team. Gets into the England team, but has a very very strong start. Shout.
He's
to
true.
start.
That's his position for me. For me, he's the left winger for England.
But then, towards the end of the first half, the same way you man were crying earlier. I mean, no, not you. You cried earlier
About
your penalty decision.
penalty.
Well, like 10
Was it
minute,
end? Was it first half or was it second?
I didn't cry. I said I've not seen something like that before.
a 10-minute
It
rant.
was
The rant wasn't about a penalty. Actually.
Let's talk about their
Vice
decision.
captain,
now.
you can't beef your captain like that.
No,
It's like that old
it was
Newcastle
first
game.
No, he's
Back
having a
in the
bad
day.
5 minutes right now.
Oh, Fairs.
Oh, really?
Fairs.
5 minutes.
But let's talk about, of course, what's it called? What happened to Spurs?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Which made Ange cry.
Yeah, he was complaining.
I cry out of post game. By the way, Wallah, he deserves it.
But he wants to talk about human error in the Liverpool game offside. Come on.
Wallah, he deserves it. But I can't lie, bad decision. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Did you guys?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, I watched the
What do you
game.
guys think of it?
It's what everyone thinks, man.
It's Spurs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have no opinion on it.
But my thing is, obviously, you spoke about Isak, Gordon. I want to focus on Newcastle's midfield because I think with this change of Tonali being the one that picks up the ball from the centre backs and is more the 6, because obviously
Tonali coming back.
before his betting scandal, he was a bit more of an 8, maybe double pivot. Both of him and Bruno will be up and down. With this midfield, the way that they're playing right now, the fluidity of it is ridiculous. I feel as though out of Bruno G and Tonali, even Joe Linton at the time, any one of them can be either the one that's the deepest or the one that's furthest forward. And we speak about physicality. I know Joe Linton, I think Fuad was specified, he did a tweet where he was like, it might be going a bit too crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously knowing Fuad, that's a shock, but even he's saying that.
Yeah.
But they're going to be hard to play against. They're going to be rough. They're going to leave challenges on you. They might leave an elbow on you. But at the same time, when the ball is at their feet, they have quality to slice through any midfield in the league.
Okay, not Joe Linton, but yeah, the other two.
The other two do it as well. And Joe Linton will affect the game in his own way, right? Sure. But those two, especially, the technical security they possess, the engine that they possess from getting up and down constantly, regardless of any of the situations that might be happening behind them, whether it's Dan Burn playing or whether it's Botman or Shaw, it doesn't matter who it is. Another thing I want to talk about is that pair of fullbacks.
Oh,
Because Lewis Hall has come under a lot of praise recently, and I think that's rightly so. But Livramento is ridiculous.
that's another 2 England starters coming.
That is
For that 5 at the back for Tuchel.
Let's talk about it.
Lewis
They
Hall
could
playing
be
as
the
a left
wing
wing
backs
back,
easily,
yeah.
but those two are. I don't know if you find a better fullback pairing in the league.
at the moment.
Big fan now.
Forget league. I'm looking around the Europe.
Europe,
yeah.
I
It's very difficult.
Because Livramento can do this. He can do the right centre back and the back three for you. He can do the right wing back overall for you. There, he can be inverting in those right turn spaces.
Technically very good.
He's so
both Chelsea
good.
as well.
Chelsea had them both.
Both Chelsea boys.
Crazy.
But even the return of Botman helped as well.
Yeah.
I think Botman was.
But he was a bit off. He was a
yeah.
bit off. It was similar to Kanate. There was a lot of times in the game where he was like half a yard off Solanke.
Should Dan Burn have been sent off for the second yellow with the handball?
Yeah, when he's like kind of like
he's pressing, he's going like this like a keeper.
But he's so
Another
tall. It's
decision
like,
as well.
you know what I mean? For sure.
middle of the pitch. Maybe it was in a more dangerous area.
Yeah,
You know what started their run? I think goalkeeper, Dubravka.
Oh yeah.
Again, I'm a brother. I like get used to it, man.
Just one more time.
Gibraltar.
Dubravka.
Oh come on! You're not even saying the first letter of the name. It's a D. You're saying Drogba. Come on, man. At least say Dubravka.
Dubravka.
No, he actually can't help himself.
That's the
He
one.
can't help himself.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
it.
How do you do this though? How do you do
Yeah,
this?
like consistently as well. Like you're consistently good at
I
saying
remember when it was
one.
Liban. Do you remember when it was Liban?
Yeah, it
No,
was
Liban's still the same though.
No, but he's the
Liban's
same.
still
But this guy's taking the crown.
I'm happy Pope got dropped. Wallah. I never liked him. Ball playing and everything.
Yeah, I always thought they needed to
For me,
upgrade. They need to upgrade on
overrated.
Pope. I agree.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ain't Pope injured as well?
I know you don't.
He said he
Come on,
don't
that's
like
a bit
Pope.
racist.
You can't say. What are you saying, bro? Come on.
What's he done?
What's the Pope done to you, bro?
What's
The
Pope
Pope
Francis
and L
done to you?
face. Pope and L face. How
But
do you
I think he's
think?
come in and it's been very reliable. And I think no, that's crazy.
I think in the summer they'll sign a very good ball playing goalkeeper. They tried to sign Trafford,
same.
remember?
They should have signed Kinky.
They could have signed Kinky. I remember they were interested in Ramsdale. I feel like Eddie Howe is very particular in what he wants from his goalkeeper at the moment, and you can see he really wants a ball playing goalkeeper.
Well, the second half of Spurs, I think Spurs did very well.
Spurs
the
had
second
a lot
half.
of chances, bro.
Very, very.
For me, Isaac was very confused in that game. He has a lot of those chances where he's got that half yard to get the shot off, but he'd rather do the extra dribble and involve other players in the team. Do you get what I mean? Do you ever see that?
Yeah.
He does that quite a lot, but I feel like that game he really showed it. But he, like,
I want to hear from the Spurs
And
fans.
this is not Isak as well. In the last 8 games he's played,
Forget 8 games.
7 all in the Premier League.
He scored in every
11
game in
goal
December.
involvements.
He scored in every game in December. He scored
in the league,
Yeah, every league game he scored.
I do want to ask the Spurs fans because it is getting to the stage where it's almost maybe a little bit more Ange out than in. I don't know if it's 51-49 kind of thing. So I do want to ask the Spurs fans to let us know. I want to do check down there as well. Ange in, Ange out, why? I think we've spoken about it so much on the podcast. How it's the balance of naivety or bravery. Do with your players out, do you still play away? Are you stubborn by it? Well, we've spoken about it
it's
enough.
the same thing. Like, you
spoken about it
know, missed the context now. Same thing. There is a bit of context, which is the injuries, which is bad. The freak injuries, it's a crisis.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
crisis.
It's a crazy crisis.
For sure.
But with that crisis,
Do you adapt?
is he doing the best he can be doing to deal with it? Because as the
Coaching wise, yeah.
as the
he's still playing the high line.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
What is stoicism? Control what you can control, right? He couldn't control the injuries, but he can control how
I
he
like that word,
responds to them.
stoicism.
Yeah, the
like
great
that
Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, and all them lot.
Oh man, that's my favorite saying.
But what he can control, what is in his control, is he succeeding or is he failing? That is a question.
Yeah.
And 12th place, 20 games in,
Still above United.
24 points. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's
Faisal
not,
need you outside now.
it's not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight. And listen, he's promised them a trophy, and he's in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup.
3 trophies.
He's in the Europa League. FA Cup's about to start. They got Tamworth in the 3rd round. You know what I mean? So listen, if they can get into the top 8 of the Premier League and win a trophy for Spurs, that's amazing. So I think
Win a trophy in
still
Spurs in the
serve.
same sentence.
That's what I'm saying. If he can
Come
do
on,
that,
man.
if he could do that, listen. And their League Cup run has been ridiculously good. They've knocked out City, they've knocked out United. Now they have to play Liverpool in 2 legs and then get potentially Arsenal, Newcastle in the final.
greatest League
You want
Cups of
that-
all time.
I know League Cup isn't a massively revered
No, but that
trophy,
might be
but
one
if
of the
they win
greatest.
it, that will be one of the greatest League Cup wins
But
ever.
they need that though.
So listen, it's not looking great, but I do want to hear from Spurs fans. What do you think about Ange's job?
And do they
But-
think Spurs Son should get a new contract?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that because
I saw AJ Tracy
AJ
tweet
Tracy
about
tweet,
it.
but then
AJ
people,
said-
Spurs fans went at him. They're like,
Yeah.
why the hell does he deserve a new contract?
Which is crazy because he's a club legend.
He's a legend.
Which I've been
Listen,
saying
he's
for a
a
while,
legend.
fam.
You're
Get that
you're trying to get him out. You're
Get
getting
that
him out.
brother
He's a legend of the club.
Faisal, any round of applause?
For this one, it's different.
Newcastle player.
For this one, I think Hall had a good game. Austin had a good game for Spurs, but this one's going to be quite different because again, this one isn't necessarily the best player.
It's not always about it. It's about who you want to
It's
give a round
about
of applause to.
moment. But no, this one is not applause. Fam.
Some,
This one is again. I'm changing it. I'm changing it.
talk to me.
Go ahead.
I'm changing it. This one, because I've seen it 4 times, because I did some research. Arsenal's happened, their penalty decision, Spurs decision. Something happened in Bournemouth game, something happened in another game. VAR. So this one is a VAR thing. Something needs to change. Because I'm quite...
What? So we're not doing applause.
Let's all boo.
Moment of silence.
Change it. What four decisions.
How can he change it and not tell us what he changed it to? You just started talking. We said, brother, you're giving an applause every segment. Brother, what is it now?
You need to strip him from the system.
That
is crazy.
Vice captaincy former.
Let's get on today, man.
Can we change chairs like mid-episode?
This is crazy.
It's never been done, bro.
But brother, keep going.
It's meant to be a round of applause for a player, and you said, I'm going different.
I'm going
against VAR.
Against VAR. Let's boo them, fam. 4 decisions.
Didn't say that.
Did you imagine your research? Bournemouth, something crazy happened. I'm just saying.
Can't even tell us what happened.
Let's keep talking about his
Gordon.
You know what?
I would say Bruno was...
Austin.
I can't lie, we're not joining you.
Pedro Porro was good as well, to be fair. Pedro Porro was good, in my opinion. But I'll give it to Austin. Yeah. Well, if you might want your applause it, Austin.
Why are you sweating? Why are you sweating?
Well, clap. All of
Why are
you
you sweating right now?
Clap, well, it's a hot room.
It's not that hard.
It's not hard, actually.
Final game we're gonna.
Well, it's actually dripping.
The other guy Netflix. The other guy Netflix.
But before we speak about the final game, before we speak about the final game,
I expect everyone to be with me.
Before we speak about the final game, a quick shout out to what's up the rest of the games that we won't be able to cover today, but some big results. Brentford beat Southampton 5-0. I think Brentford now have been scoring a lot of goals. Big shout out. Please. Yeah, and Mbeumo, 2 goals and an assist.
Shout out Elias.
Damsgaard is now really starting to turn up.
He's ridiculous.
Really starting to turn up.
That brother needs to headline as well.
He needs to come with us.
He needs to join SDS.
Bring Mbeumo as well.
Mbeumo's good. Mbeumo's good.
He's bold.
He looks better. One of them guys that look better like Darcy. Faisal, come on.
I can't lie. Vice captain today.
Yeah. You've had Sharky said you had a bad 5. You've had bad 25.
Yeah, this is cool.
What happened there?
You might get hooked.
Doing that, bro. What's wrong with you?
What happened?
Listen, your position's close to.
He's close. Chill out.
Big shout out to Brentford. Shout out to Damsgaard and Thomas Frank for managing him really well. Of course, not forcing him, not rushing him. Damsgaard came in as a big kind of prospect off the back of that Euro 2021. Back of that Euro 2021.
Where was he? He was in Italy somewhere.
Semi-final run.
Was it Fiorentina?
They signed. What did they sign from again?
Who? Damsgaard, they signed him from Sampdoria.
Sampdoria was close.
Sampdoria. So 5-0 win, great result. Another result to talk about before we get into it. Aston Villa beating Leicester 2-1. Ross Barkley and Leon Bailey coming back into the fold. Both getting goals.
Let me get
Both getting goals after Steffi Mavridi's consolation or equaliser earlier in the game. Halen boy. Shout out to him.
That's a poor goal for Leicester to concede that second goal.
Hail up the end.
Yeah.
Bournemouth for the 1-0 win as well.
Big up,
David Brooks.
man.
David Brooks with the
It was a slapper.
By the way, goal
contender of goal of the weekend. Great finish, David Brooks.
Great pass by
Kirkes. Milos
Kirkes, yeah, there you go. And
Hungry for that
it was starving, mate. And Fulham Ipswich earlier today as well was a great game. Sam Smodic opening the result, opening the game, and then there's 3 penalties.
Yeah,
Liam Delap scoring 1 and Raul Jimenez scoring 2-1 in the 91st minute. So all square. But the last game we are going to talk about is Man City versus West Ham. City now are on a 3-game non-losing streak. 2-game winning streak. 2-game winning streak. Okay. They've just beaten West Ham 4-1 in the cup. And the next game, I just realised they have Salford in the FA Cup. That's crazy.
Yeah, they do. I remember when Salford. I remember when
Salford. It's mad because Salford, I remember watching the BBC programme I played when they first took over Salford and they were non-league.
Yeah.
Like hashtag.
Yeah.
And now they've got City in the FA Cup at Etihad.
It's huge.
And the owners are the 92, class 92.
That'll be good. That'll be good to watch.
Extra storyline.
I remember the reaction from Salford guys when they heard that. They were celebrating.
Unreal.
Big game.
Unreal. It's a derby, mate. It's a derby. But yeah, City beat West Ham 4-1. It seems like everyone's beating West Ham recently.
I don't know how Lopetegui's still there, man. 5-0. 4-1. Liverpool was the last one.
Yeah,
right?
5-0 of Liverpool. We beat them 5-2 all in the first half as well.
It's just embarrassing, man.
Having said that, Lopetegui does need to go. And I think it was
He's a former Madrid coach.
Yeah. And it's still these Madrid coaches. You know what I mean?
Standards
Goodness gracious, that Madrid
easier, you know?
fell off. But we move on.
Hello, man. Even you, man. The past 2.
A good vice captain always calls out as captain.
I like that. You have solidified it.
Hey, Fuad, man. Hey.
But Lopetegui, I understand. Obviously, he has to go. And I was on here. I think it was last season, maybe even the season before that, when Moyes, I was campaigning for and speaking on behalf of a huge portion of the West Ham fan base that, although they won the Conference League, weren't being gaslit by that, and still believed that Moyes had to go.
He should have gone after the Conference League.
100%. That doesn't make it any easier if you sign Lopetegui afterwards. Yeah. That like getting rid of Moyes, and a lot of people are now looking back at it and saying should never have got rid of Moyes.
Yep.
We can't change history. We can't revise what we actually saw with our eyes. Moyes had to go at that point in time. The next appointment was a mistake. So that needs to change. But I have to be honest, with watching West Ham, Lopetegui does need to go, but they've been quite wasteful in their games.
Correct.
This
They are
game,
quite wasteful.
I'm going to lie, this game,
Especially
They had a
this
few
one.
chances.
This
City are
game-
still there to be got at.
City,
Very true.
you know the scoreline of 4-1.
If
You didn't watch the game,
It
you
didn't
would
paint the
think,
picture.
man,
Yeah.
City dominated the game.
Yeah.
It didn't paint the
Should
picture.
have been like
bro.
a 1-1, 2-2.
The first 8 minutes, they should have been 2-0.
100%.
Do you know? Mohamed Kudus had a chance and Sujek had a chance. And then City, I mean, to be fair, this City this whole season, they've never had luck on their side. This is the first time I felt like luck is coming.
They have luck on the side. 2-2 against Arsenal, against Wolves. John Stones scored 90th minute.
No. I mean, like, again, you have to mention.
Every single
No,
video.
against Wolves, John Stones scored another 90th minute equaliser. Against Fulham,
I mean, certain times.
against Fulham, Doku scored a late.
He's debunked it. He's debunked it.
No,
You can't say that.
this. Yeah,
I've
well,
named 3
Okay.
off the top of my head.
okay,
I can go and check
City
more.
maybe never had luck in the last 13 games.
Yeah,
There you
because they
go.
were
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, go on.
They were shit.
Maybe that one. Leicester, they got lucky to pretty much win that game. But this game should have been 2-0 West Ham. Then something happened. Savio scored. To be fair, it was own goal. But that second goal.
Yeah.
It was the Savio show for
No,
City. innit?
I was going to mention
was. Savio
Savio,
had
and
an
I was going to
amazing
say sometimes it's
Savinho, we
it's
call him
funny. It's
Savinho.
funny when a player, of course,
It's
takes
having
a
a bad
long
stretch.
time, and it's like 0010, 0020, whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes players just a bit of time, you know. And if you go all the way back to Premier League, you see Thierry Henry took a bit of time. Other legends that of the game now. I'm not saying it's going to reach those levels, but when you see a good player and he starts working,
The talent is there, bro.
he's a good player.
And
man.
that's what I'm happy about with not just myself, other people who had this opinion. I remember we watched him together against Chelsea early on in the season. It was like, this guy's got something.
He was
He's
skipping
bright,
past his fullback.
direct. We see this kind of stuff. So even if the
He's been
goals and
playing on
assists
the
are not
left,
coming
though. He's
away,
been playing on the
yeah, and
left.
I actually think, listen, that was
Earlier
actually
he was
really good
playing
for
on the
him.
right, which is
I think that might be
it
good
went
for
going
him.
right.
Yeah, I think
That's
that might be
the
good
best change because you put Foden on the right hand side.
Yes.
Now. Foden the last 2 games.
And
playing
Doku's
on the
not
right.
been that great as well.
Doku hasn't been great. He's been on the bench, but Savio on the left hand side has been much more.
Fantastic.
His crossing ability is very good, and it's a bit weird if you put him on the right hand side. He has to cut inside to cross.
Yeah.
At Girona, sometimes he kept rotating. And cross, come on, brother. Come on, La Liga, come on, man. I'm giving you. But anyway,
Go on, talk to me about what he's done at Girona. Go on.
Was he like 0017 in the Premier League?
No, it was the Premier League.
Yeah, he was.
I never, you know what? I know.
If you see them performances, yeah, you don't.
No,
feel
yeah, of course, of
The
course.
talent's there, but that second goal, he rinsed Kufal and that cross.
I think he's still looking for
Foul.
him.
Come on, man.
I think he's still looking
2025.
Foul in 2025.
2025. It's like
But-
Klein at right back as well. It's like they're the same
I
bracket.
think they could do Zabaleta today, and he'll do the same
Yeah,
thing.
he'll do a better
But
job.
that cross was elite, and
Delicious.
Haaland till that moment didn't have no activity.
Of course, he ran straight over to
No
Savinho.
activity,
You have
but
to.
yeah.
I like when players do that.
But I think they've got a good partnership now. The last 2 games we've seen
Yeah, getting a
more
bit of
Savinho and
understanding.
Haaland.
Do you know what was telling for me this game? Their 3 of their big hitters got a goal or assist. De Bruyne, Foden, and Haaland all were involved in the goals, and they really need that.
That's what they need.
De Bruyne took the whole month off basically.
Yeah.
Pep literally didn't. He barely played him. I can't remember
It's
what
got
game
one
it was.
hamstring, that's why.
Yeah, it's not even one hamstring. You could tell he's really load managing him big time.
He has
Like,
to though, but he can't
Yeah.
be. He's not at the stage. And I read somewhere, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was obviously his problem is the hamstring issue.
Yeah.
And Saka just got a surgery.
Oh please, don't bring.
No, De Bruyne never got the surgery.
Yeah.
That's why now De Bruyne can't complete a full season. Like
Yeah.
his hamstring apparently was described as like a wet tissue. Imagine how.
really?
Yeah, imagine a wet tissue. Apparently that was his hamstring. I think he got
Man.
it fixed a little bit, but now he's at a point. Obviously, with his age, he can't play a full season.
No.
Yeah.
So that's why he's had to be load management. That's why, but he's that good. Where times like last season, he comes in
Yeah.
at Newcastle game when they're
it's
losing, passes it into the bottom corner, thinks it over to Oscar Bob, but they win the league because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Kevin De Bruyne is playing, they win games.
What a player. And
that good.
Haaland, although we've had there's a feeling around Haaland that he's maybe having a poor season. And he's not doing so well. And Salah, on the other hand, is having a Ballon d'Or year. There's only 2 goals separated.
Yeah.
And this is why, obviously, we're talking about the conversation between
Haaland's got
Isak and
16
Haaland
goals,
the
yeah.
other day
Yeah.
on SDS Extra. This is why he's still the best striker in the league and probably one of the best strikers in the world, because he still gets you these numbers.
Top header. Second half started the same way the first half started. West Ham had the chances. Again had the chances.
Waste for West Ham.
But then, of course,
WW.
then City scored, made it 4-0, and then from there. I think-
Yeah.
game
Good finish from
Pep's
full.
never
Yeah.
lost to West Ham.
Oh wow.
18 times he's played them as Man City
Stop
manager.
it.
He's
I wonder how many-
won 16, drawn twice, and it's the most a manager has faced a specific opponent without ever losing in Premier League.
I wonder how many records he's got like that on Premier League teams
never lost
where
to
he's
West
not
Ham.
lost to them.
And
But there
he's
were,
won 16 out of 18.
but even at 4-1, bro. Like I look at West Ham. They had the chances.
They did.
Mohamed had his chances. It's a bit like Paqueta was a bit disappointing in this game in my opinion.
Kudus needs to be saved, man. Kudus needs to be saved. I think Paqueta's heads out of there. I think Paqueta's heads out of there. Remember, City were crazy linked with him last season. I feel like now his price has dropped. I feel like more clubs are coming through.
I'm quite happy that they're rumoured now to get even Ferguson from Brighton.
Who is West Ham?
Yeah,
I saw that
desperate for striker. Fulkrug has been an absolute dud.
Can we give a round of applause to Scout Faisal? By the way, come on, man. The last episode, you know how the one person.
I just stopped clapping.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned West Ham wanted to sign
one
player to what? My brother. 4 players now
have been linked after you said it. Crazy.
Bro, why do you think you're the scout of London, bro? You're the scout of London.
One of them?
Remember?
Was Trent one of them?
For 3 years ago.
Oh my God.
But even Ferguson, I think, will do a very good job at West Ham because Fulkrug.
He's terrible, bro.
I mean, let me. City are 12 points behind Liverpool. I know they got Liverpool game in hand as well. But City still have to play Liverpool at home.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Could they?
Can I ask a question? This is for the people at home as well. If City win the league, from this point, if City
win the league, I'm no longer an Arsenal fan.
Listen, if City win the league from this point,
if City win the league and we don't from this position, I'm done.
If City win the league from here, if City win the league from here, is it the biggest Premier League achievement?
Yeah, and it's the biggest bottom.
It's not Leicester. Chill out.
It's not Leicester. If Man City win the league now from this position, okay, is it Pep Guardiola's biggest achievement as a manager?
It's the first time he's proper faced adversity and he brought it back. Yeah, that would be brilliant. I wouldn't say it's his best ever because he created the best team ever.
Right now they're 12 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah. Is it bigger than his 100 points?
So 15 points.
So you're telling me,
but they still got Liverpool to come at Etihad. So if they win that, it's back to 12.
So you're telling me with 18 games to go, 12 points, and you have to
only 4 games.
And you have to rely on Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Forest.
Do you know why I know?
There's only 2 points behind Chelsea.
But do you know why it won't happen? Do you know?
No. It seems
above them.
It won't happen because City still look vulnerable in this game.
Yeah.
Both games. Leicester, they won 2 games in a row.
4 sneezes in one episode. Yeah, they're
crazy.
2 games.
City could be 4th in a week or so.
Yeah.
He sneezed on his hand. He sneezed outside and he went like that to your face. Touch his face.
And he's doing it again as well.
Oh my God, he touched your beard earlier.
Oh my God.
Look, Havertz and Odegaard gave me the illness. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. You're done. You're cooked. You're cooked.
It's the Arsenal illness. It's the Arsenal flu, man. Don't worry.
Oh my days.
Could they do it?
No, they can't. Okay.
They can't.
Can you get better?
Yeah, let's talk about how terrible Fulkrug is and how he's got a mad gap in his tooth as well. Let's talk about that.
Why did they sign him?
He's terrible, man. They sold, but Dortmund sold him for 30 mil and they went and bought Guirassy for 20 mil.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Why did they sign him?
But Foden.
I remember, guys, they talk about how we all put them like because they had a mad best window of all time.
They did. For me, they still have. I think they still had the best window.
I think everyone who had West Ham.
I put him as
I was hosting that table.
Who had us hosting? I was in the episode.
Ranking the
transfer, the best
transfer. I had them as the best transfer window. I still have them as the best transfer. They still had an amazing window, bro.
Okay.
But the manager's not playing them to their best.
It's not looking good, bruv.
Move Lopetegui on.
They are currently sat in 14th place on 23 points out first 20 games.
Same points as United.
I knew someone was going to do it. I was waiting for you.
I'm a
Me and you got
no way are they on the same points as you. I have to look at this for myself.
No, you don't.
There's no way.
Same exact record.
Same exact record.
6 wins, 5 draws.
No, guess what?
This is an embarrassment to the establishment of the Premier League. That is a disgrace.
Guess what?
The same as West Ham United.
That is not a delectable medley of footballing splendour.
Exactly. What he said.
More goals. West Ham got more goals than United as well.
No, Abs. They don't.
They got a better front line.
They've conceded 5 to Arsenal.
I'll take Fulkrug.
They conceded 4 to West Ham.
I'll take Fulkrug.
They conceded 5.
That's how bad they conceded 4 to themselves.
And they're still level with points as you. Wait, what did I say?
4 to West
They
Ham.
conceded 4 to West Ham.
They conceded 4 to West Ham. Come on, man.
And
they beat you guys.
They got Ten Hag sacked. They got Ten Hag sacked.
They did it. El Sacco.
They got sacked.
Oh
Ten Hag
my
sacked.
days. Lopetegui's holding it down. That's like his 3rd El Sacco this season.
He's surviving.
Gary O'Neill, Eve, and who else is there?
Hey, he's the Phantom. Don't play against Lopetegui.
He's Thanos.
Bro, if you play against Lopetegui and your manager's this,
If you had beaten Pep,
it's a curse.
Whoa,
Pep
might have gone. Bro,
next team that Lopetegui beats, they might get sacked. You know that manager.
I hope your manager's sure.
Scary ass, but he didn't beat them. City won 4-1.
Round of applause.
And the last round of applause of
goes
the
to
episode.
Savio.
The Savinio Show.
Brilliant player.
Big up yourself.
Top player.
That is the end of the roundup. Quickly, last thing is the
Shout out Forest as
FPL
well.
league. Shout out Forest, of course.
Yeah.
Faisal loves Forest.
Hopefully today, man.
They haven't played yet, but they play Wolves tonight.
Vamos.
8 p.m. kickoff. Let's see how that goes. That is the Nuno Espirito Santos derby. All right. The SDS FPL with the boys. Abs is in first. Elias is in second. We got royalty here. First and second.
Yes, sir.
I mean, one person should not be here. Man.
Yeah, technically.
Where's Faisal?
Faisal's rock bottom.
Less said about that, the better.
So,
Are you rock bottom?
he is rock bottom.
Brother,
Come on, man.
And you know, some people don't have the app on their phone in the league.
my brother,
I don't.
my
You ain't
brother-
even-
Some
you
people
ain't
don't
even
have the
touched
app
1,000
in their
points.
my
phone.
brother.
Brother.
The fact that you
You got
wake up,
79 points though. That's a good week.
bro. No, I don't play the game. The fact that you wake up.
Do you have the
every
app on your phone? Show me
I
your phone.
used to.
Show me your phone.
I still have it, but
I'm
I
not
don't play
playing.
it.
See, look. I used to, and now I still have
The
it.
fact that you wake up every day with the intention, you know what? Let me make some changes, transfers.
To be honest,
even
I
that.
missed
Not even
that. I
that.
missed the
That's
last three
fine.
deadlines.
That's
That,
have
it's
some
not that.
shame.
It's they're looking at other players.
Rival, well, I
Just
I can't. I don't do that, to be fair.
All right,
Have
and
some
the
shame.
more
I ju-
important
I
one.
just
get family.
The
bro.
more important
He's a liar.
one.
He's a liar,
Yeah.
guys. We found him. He's a liar.
He made a change recently.
He
Got 79 points the other week. What's wrong with
he
that?
had Nathan Collins playing last week.
Yeah.
This week he had Wout first playing.
Yeah.
And that's a substitution. That's a substitution you make.
That's
'Cause
cap.
there's
Wow.
who's he replaced in that
Well, that's
lineup?
cap. Well, I haven't touched it.
Maybe because he got replaced because didn't play.
Is there any
minutes.
injuries?
Faz is there though. Faz came on for him.
Probably came
Faz
on because
came on for
Collins
him. He
probably
played.
didn't play.
Constant
If
play.
Collins didn't play, he would have come
Collins
in
didn't play.
He
automatically.
got 6 points.
No, you made a sub. He made a
Well,
sub.
well,
He
well,
made a
well,
sub.
well,
He made a
well,
sub.
He got 6 points.
So
He
what?
played last week. We've got 1 point and played 6 points this week. And who did Leicester play this week? They played Villa. He thought they were getting a clean sheet. They were getting a clean sheet. That's crazy, man.
They caught you, bro.
Crazy.
But the SS Ultras one, this is the one I'm passionate about because this is the one that depends on you guys. You know, you guys can all
Thriller
join.
Pilch.
You guys can all join this league whenever you want. The code is in the description, but join ASAP. Don't join last minute because we'll be seeing who is coming in when it's too late. The winner of this will get either £500 cash prize or an opportunity to come onto the podcast. All you have
A
to do is message
table
us.
with Abs Busquets.
You
should be
you
honoured.
get to pick a table as well, including your host.
Rosé.
In first place so far is Free Pogba, David Marco. Second place is Anis Iman with Avengers. In third is Idris. In fourth is Kidane. Mero Kidane, that is. In fifth is FC Gribaz. Sixth is TAA Annihilation. And seventh is Aldib FC. Eighth is Tango FC. In ninth is Harris H with Havertz. In 10th is Harvey Elliott Player of the Year. And that is the top 10 that we usually mention.
Where's our favourite?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lalana Rhodes.
There we go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back very soon for another episode on SDS. It could be anything. It could be a fun challenge video. It could be a draft. Could be whatever you want. Let us know what you want to see in the comments, which ones you like and what you miss.
Something special.
There we go. See you soon. Bye.